We seem to have breaking news. Apparently, the FBI has found the USB thumb drive they were looking for. Mr. Bolton was reportedly hiding it under his mustache. This is apparently the same technique he used to smuggle information in and out of the State Department. Apparently, it was President Trump who alerted the FBI to make sure they checked under his mustache. He said, and I quote, "Make sure you look under that son of a bitch's mustache. I never trusted that mustache."
But let's have a little bit of fun. This is even better for TV viewers. Radio listeners will still get it.
What's up, everybody?
This is AI. This isn't real.
Oh, I thought that was real. I thought they really found the thumb drive under his mustache. Now I got to go and apologize to everybody because I played that as if it was real, and it turns out it wasn't real. Oh, my Lord, my Lord, my Lord. Sorry about the long intro. I forgot today was garbage day, and I had to hurry up and get my garbage out to the street. Otherwise, I definitely wouldn't have remembered after I was done streaming all night, and then I would have not got the garbage out. So I apologize to everybody. And let me go through the things here and say hello. Sylvia S. How you doing? I'm feeling better today. I feel a lot better. Hey, it's Jim again. Shady's back. That's right. I feel pretty good. It's like, oh, let's give it a go. Look at that guy. And then Trumpinator coming in with 5 towards the goal right away. Good job. Good job. Thank you very much. On your business. Glad I'm feeling better. Definitely. Yes, I am. Hey, hi, Jules. How you doing? Always happy. Great. I always love your comments, Jules, that you put on the videos. It really helps with the algorithm. I really appreciate it. Hey, and then Jules comes in. So glad you feel better. Everybody hit that like and sub up to our friend Jim. That's right. Everybody hit the like and sub up to Jim. And here's to feeling better. Thank you, Philip Coggins. Doxy Mom, thank you very much. I am feeling better. Jules, yes. Thanks, Shark Man. Yes. We'll call Magic. Mother Pepiones. Yes, Jim's feeling a little better tonight. We'll call. And thank you to all for hitting the button. Marjorie Smith. Hey, hello, Ellie. How you doing? Saxon, what's up? Terry, how you doing? Critter Sitter. JDD, what's up? Nanner Knows. Yes. I am Bob. What's up? No Jabsky. Break him up. Wow. Yes, I hear Show everyone's having a fantastic evening, and I am too. That's right. I got to go in before this gets too far. I got to go in and shut off monetization so that where are we at here? So that nobody gets the dreaded commercials. We don't want to know dreaded commercials. That's right. Hey, we're already at 51 peak viewers. What do you know? What do you know? What do you know? That's awesome. All right. Where am I at here? Where am I at here? Here I am. Here I am. So, how's everybody doing tonight? Good? Good, good, good? I am. Yeah, no, they didn't find it under there. What's up? Hey, Dumbbeard, what's going on? Hey, Sunshine, great to see you. Yes, I am feeling better. It's better to look good than to feel good, they always say. All right, so got a bunch of stories lined up for tonight. Got a whole bunch of stories. And yes, Bella's here in her spot. So, as usual, all right, and I know this is kind of a shitty thing to do, but we did have a bunch of stories I didn't get to last night, so we have a whole bunch of stuff to get through if we can make it there. I do have a whole like 20 or 25 topics for tonight, plus about 25 from last night, but we'll see. And as usual, everybody knows the routine on Jim Tells You. I'll go for about 2 hours, somewhere between 2-3 hours usually. And if we get $50 in total donations, we will go an extra hour. So we'll definitely go 3. If we get an extra, for every 50, we'll add an hour. So we could be here 6, 7, 8 hours. It's all up to the, audience and what they want. It's not up to me. I'll go as long as you guys want. We'll do whatever. And so far already, we're already at, why is it not auto starring? Yeah. Why is it not auto starring the super chats? Yeah, we already got 3, so we're already at $15. So we're $35 away from an extra hour and $60 away from Bella Vision. So let's jump into the first story. All right, let's go. All right, this is one I've seen some people covering. We're going to get into that. We got a bunch of stuff. Realities and individual perception. Yeah, it is. Yeah, Bella's here. She's waiting. She's waiting to see you guys. You're looking loud and proud tonight. Greetings, everybody. That's right. I feel better. I took a bunch of that. I took a bunch of that zinc stuff, and I took some emergency today. I went and got some. So, and I feel a lot better. I don't know. I think it was just something that I ate. Maybe I had a pizza that tasted a little off. So maybe that was bad. I don't know. Or who knows? Maybe I'm drinking too much Red Bull. Maybe it's the Red Bull doing it to me. I don't know. But I'm drinking it again tonight, so we'll find out. So, first story of the evening we have is over 1.65 million people have signed a petition to free the illegal immigrant truck driver who made an illegal U-turn, taking the lives of 3 Americans. The petition argues that Harjinder Singh should be sentenced to counseling or community service, and supporters are leaving video messages like the ones below. And we're going to listen to some of them, and and basically it seems like they're all hey, Jay Swalback, how you doing? Nice to see you tonight, buddy. Yeah, I know. Be careful with the caffeine. I think it's more of the taurine and stuff and the niacin that's in Red Bull that'll get you. Yeah, I would prefer cocaine, but it's hard to get, and I don't want to get fentanyl. If they could guarantee me to get some pure Bolivian booger sugar, maybe some Peruvian marching powder or something, I'll be all for it. And hey, no problem, Derek. That was an awesome show. Really good to see you guys getting at it, man. And you guys should check out Derek Frames and Rhythms show. He does a show with my buddy Julio Scissors, talking about just pop culture stuff and everything else. And if you get a chance, if you go on to Amazon.com or Amazon Prime, and check out a movie called The Warrior. It's a movie based on Derek's life and his battle with cancer. And I highly suggest you check it out. Yeah, don't tell people, Joe. I don't want people all coming here thinking it's that easy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they want to consider alternative sentencing options. So, and we're going to listen to some of these. There's several videos like this.
I'm in support of Harjinder Singh. I know it was an accident. He made a terrible mistake, not a deliberate choice to harm anyone. He was working hard to support his family, like so many of us, and one wrong decision changed everything. A 45-year prison sentence is not justice.
It's Naprit. I support Harjinder Singh. It was an accident. He made a terrible mistake.
It was an accident. He made a terrible mistake.
It was an accident. He made a terrible mistake, not a deliberate choice to harm anyone.
It was an accident. He made a terrible mistake, not a deliberate choice to harm anyone. He was working hard to support his family, like so many of us.
It was an accident. He was working hard to support his family.
So as you can see, this is like a script that they're all reading off of. All right. And it's a script that they're all reading off of, almost like they have bot farms or something in India where, and then they're running them and they got this whole thing. And so, yeah, they're pleading, it's tribal, it's very tribal, And so, and you can see right here that they're tribing up. You see the people that are doing this. You can see the names of the people who are doing all this, are doing it all, like look at all the names that are it's basically, there's almost over a billion Indians. So, getting 1 million of them together is not that difficult, that's like, especially when probably a lot of them are just using, they're all reading a script. Oh, Jules says, okay, I got to go to bed. I start raging and saying bad words. Don't forget to like and subscribe and donate to the goal if you can. Drop a comment down below the stream ends. Yes, right. That's awesome. Yeah, believe Mark, it's some real straight up BS. I don't know if they're all related or just they have a lot of the same names and everything. But yeah, look at it. It's like all here. And it just keeps running and running and sing, jaleep, da doop, da dop, da deep, da sing, sang, da sing, sang, ding a ling, a ding ding, da ding ding. We're gonna slow this down so you can see it a little more better. But see, there's a lot of them there. There's a lot of them. Look at all the Binder Singh. That's a lot of Singhs, man. I don't know, it's crazy, isn't it? Crazy. But anyway, as you can see, it's like a whole lot of Singhs and Jings and stuff, and you all do this as well, he says. We support letting murderers go free, huh? Interesting news to me. Some Singh is wrong here. Some Singh is wrong here. Sikhs, are they all Khalistanis? Do they all want to defend their tribe no matter the tribe? I thought this guy is like Punjabi, actually. I thought the guy was Punjab. Oh, wait. I thought the guy was Punjab. Could be wrong. Yeah. I thought the guy was Punjabi. And here's this article from WION, your preferred source in news. It says, I'll accept the cookies. What do you know? Yeah, Cindy Rodriguez Singh before the FBI got to her. I hope so. Well, maybe. We'll have to see. Yeah, they should use that list for deportations, definitely. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of bots. Definitely Mr. K. And it's a poon job. Yeah. It's mistake, not crime. Indian trucker Harjinder Singh stays in U.S. jail amid 1 million signatures demanding release. What is the case against him? The case against him is he made an illegal U-turn that caused the death of a bunch of people. He was illegally in the country. He got a bogus driver's license, a CDL he shouldn't have got from California. And 3 American citizens are dead because of him. He's going to jail. It's Florida, baby. He's going to spend 20 years in jail minimum. It's going to happen. Florida don't play. Oh, very sorry. You want Slurpee with that? Indian trucker Harjinder Singh, jailed for fatal illegal U-turn in Florida, faces backlash and support. Over 1.6 million signed a petition calling it an accident, not a crime. It was a crime what he did. It was an illegal U-turn. It's a crime. That make that turn is actually a crime, and then you did a crime that caused a death. That's what you call you're culpable. Your criminal act caused a death. Yeah. 3 dead because of him. What else you need? I don't understand. But this works, actually. They're hoping this works because it worked with the Guatemalan guy, if I'm not mistaken, that was in Colorado, who failed to use the cutoff on the mountain side. If you guys remember, the brakes went on his truck and he smashed it and killed like 10 people or something. And he ended up getting like 70 years or 120 years or something. And then the first gay governor of Colorado, Jared Polis, felt bad because a bunch of people signed a petition, so they reduced the sentence to 10 years or something like that. He's accused of making a illegal U-turn. He's on video. He has video of him doing it. He's screwed. There's no argument. He's on video making the turn from the far right lane, making a U-turn across 4 lanes of traffic on the expressway. He's what they call fooped in India. Hey, there's 75 people who are watching. Please hit the like button and please subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Yeah, we likes that. His illegal U-turn killed 3 people, prompting U.S. President Trump to pause issuance of all work visas for commercial truck drivers. Well, yeah. However, Singh's family has defended him, saying it wasn't an intentional crime. What do you mean it wasn't an intentional crime? He intentionally made the U-turn. He knew it was illegal to make the U-turn, didn't he? Are you saying he doesn't read English, didn't speak English, didn't know that he couldn't make that turn because he's not supposed to have a CDL if he doesn't, can't do any of that stuff? Yeah. You've seen other videos, drivers like him who've done the same thing. Well, luckily, yeah, I'm sure they do it a lot. That's not the point. Is that, I don't care if it was an American citizen that did that turn, he'd be in prison. Yeah. So they seriously, StreamYard's going to do this shit again and just kick me out? Really? Really? Hold on. I got to do all this all over again here. Make sure everything's here. I got to present, share screen. Add that to stage. I got to add the second camera. Just hold on. It's going to be a minute here. Change the name. StreamYard has been active. Other people have been having lots of problems with StreamYard too. Maybe it's, what it could be? It could be the Indian tech people know what we're talking about. Wow, and because of that, yeah, it's StreamYard definitely, because it's not showing the X people. So, wow, we lost 10 people because of it. That's crazy. Yeah, it's still manslaughter. Definitely, we would hold a regular driver accountable. Yeah, I'm not angry. I'm just upset. I don't, you suspended him a month, you might cancel him. Yeah, I don't know. If I could figure out, and this is my own fault. I mean, so people have offered to show me. I've tried to use OBS. I guess I'm going to have to just buckle down and knuckle down and learn how to use OBS to get rid of StreamYard, because basically you don't need StreamYard with OBS. I don't know. I don't like that EV Mux. I've looked at it. It doesn't look. It doesn't. No, you don't have to hear the intro again. No. Sorry about that, by the way. Yeah. And so more than an online petition signed, 1.6 million people have sparked controversy. Singh had fled to California from Florida after the crash. So yeah, he knew. I know OBS is awesome. It's just I can't figure it out. I've tried. Like I just can't. There's too many moving parts. Like basically you have to be able to figure it out everything on your own. And I know I just have to figure it out. You know what they say about you can't teach an old dog new tricks, right? So, yeah, train station petition, please, definitely. Your son had to switch to OBS. Yeah, I'm gonna figure it out. So yeah, show full article. The family of Harjinder Singh, who are in India's Punjab in Taran city, called for justice, but defended him, saying it wasn't intentional. He must not face hate speech. So they're worried about, yeah. Oh, well, Dan, here's the thing is, Dan, I don't have, that computer went back. That computer was something wrong with the graphics card, I believe, because screen kept blacking out on me and it's shutting down and I had to reset it and it got away loud. So something was defective. I don't know. So that computer went back. So it's going to be a while, I think another week before I get another new computer, and then we'll see. I'm still on the old computer, so that's why I don't look as pretty as I did the other night. Not even solar flare will stop it. We'll see. We'll see. If he had some remorse, yeah, it would be. What dot? Are we talking about the dot issue? Are you talking about the Indian dots, or are you talking about a different dot? I don't know. His brother, Tanjinder, expressed sorrow for the loss of lives, acknowledging that Singh made a serious mistake, but it wasn't on a deliberate act. He deliberately made the U-turn, so that is a deliberate act. He stressed that Singh should face consequences, but not be treated if he committed a premeditated crime. We don't want to keep talking about it. Oh, they don't want to talk about it. Just want to let it go. Just let it go. Just let it go. We're sorry for the deaths, but there's a billion people in India, and so they could just make more, is what they said. That's pretty brutal for them to say. Oh, the DOT, yeah. Department of Transportation, Indian violation. Yeah, we're going to get all into that. Sorry. I thought you meant something else. Yeah. Yeah, pull starts are sometimes. He could be punished for the mistake, but he shouldn't be treated if he intended to kill, said his brother Harmel Singh, who lives in Harjinder's family residence, spoke to the Indian Express and said, one should be punished for a mistake or crime committed. Right now, Harjinder is being targeted with hate speech because of his skin color. I don't think he's been targeted with hate speech. And if you fuckers, I think you're going to pull the old hate speech, the old raparoo, and make people go and let him out because people are calling him names, go fuck yourself. Mm-hmm. We believe the U.S. justice is unfair. We hope he'll be punished only for the error made on the road. What? Yeah, if it was really a racist, hate speechy country, the guy wouldn't. The online petition demanding his release has gone viral, has attracted over 1.6 million signatures. It argues that the tragic accident was an accident rather than an intentional act. Supporters insist that Singh should not be held accountable. Some ex-users accuse petition supporters of undermining the justice system and call for scrutiny of their immigration status. Well, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you call him a name? How about killer? Murderer? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they should never be allowed on the road. They have no common sense or safety concerns. Start as learner drivers when they immigrate. Yeah, they shouldn't be coming over illegally and getting CDLs. That's for damn sure. It's it's not supposed to be that easy to get a CDL. It's not. It's not for normal people. Oh, I know you're talking about the story, right? Yeah, I know. Did I miss something? I don't think I missed nothing, Saxon. Did I? Am I something wrong? Anyway, what is this? Anyway, pop-ups? You're using pop-ups? Okay. The campaign argues that those defending his actions pose a potential risk to public safety by promoting leniency for conduct that result in 3 deaths. The position urges the U.S. government to take a strong stance of serving our justice system will not be influenced by online campaigns. We must send a message. Recklessness will not be tolerated. You see, it could backfire on them. It really could. It could be all these people and what they're saying. They're clearly reading from a script. And then you have all the people who get the phone calls from, hello, my name is Bob. I'm calling from AT&T customer service. Would you like to change your service? Yes, I am living in Omaha, Nebraska. People are like, wait a minute. Is this what's happening here? Are we getting botted right now? Indian bots? Is this Dave from AT&T customer service? Yeah, the way they drive on the bikes over there is nuts. I don't know, do they even have traffic laws in India, or is it just whoever's got the biggest vehicle wins? Florida officials reported that Yarjinder Singh entered the U.S. illegally from Mexico in 2018. That is correct. Though many aspects of his immigration history remain unclear. No. It was Biden that stopped his deportation proceedings and then gave him like a work permit or whatever. Homeland Security later revealed he was granted a commercial driver's license in California and Washington. California Governor Office claims Singh obtained a work permit during Trump's presidency, but Homeland Security spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin countered that, stating his permit was denied in September 2020 and was only approved in June of 21 under President Biden. Singh allegedly failed both English and highway sign recognition tests after the accident. So he shouldn't have had the license. What? I'm tired of them coming here. Yeah, that's what they're doing. But wait, neighbors called code compliance because the weeds are too tall and you got 30 days to fix the crap the crackheads did or face fines of $250 a day. What did the crackheads do? Wait, meth heads broke in their mom's place out in the high desert. They ransacked, stole all the appliances, opened holes in the walks. Now they're concerned. Oh, them sons of bitches. Sons of bitches. If it's the desert though, aren't that all that grows there is just like tall weeds and stuff? It's not really like grass, right? It's like desert plants. Am I mistaken or am I being a dick? They're telling me you have to fix the plumbing and electrical issues. The crackheads broke the toys. Well, I would say the insurance would have to do that. You're telling me you got to wait for an insurance claim to come through, and code compliance can't do shit inside the house. They can't come in. They can't even go in the house. I mean, what is this? What do they have a warrant to go in your house? No, the desert grows crackheads. Son of a bitch. Yeah, because they don't even need, you know what? They don't take a lot of water, the crackheads. They just kind of sprout up and they grow. Can't get insurance there? Oh, man. Friend's parents had a drunk Indian man break in our house, slept on a couch and peed on it. We live near an Indian reservation. Oof. Yeah, it's nothing worse than a drunk Indian. Yeah, it says the petition is now at over 1.3 million. Why? Because it's entirely race-based. Free petition. Free petition. Costs you nothing. It's free. It's free. But look at them all. Look at them all. All of them. Look at them all. Go there. Look at the videos. Free man. It's free. Free him. Yes. Report anyone in the U.S. who signed this and put a travel ban in place. This is insane. Yeah, it says the petition to commute the sentence of the Indian, make it lead to has reached 500,000, more than doubling in one day. It's all of them. Yeah. Mm-hmm. How is this real? They clearly tribed up, obviously. The only thing that sucks for them is he did this in one state. They'll show zero mercy to the boy, and that's how we want it. That's right. Mm-hmm. Sing, ding-a-ling, ding-ding, sing. Mm-hmm. And then here's one guy who's actually making a little sense. Hey, we got 80 people here. Please hit that like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We do this 5-6 nights a week, and I try to make people happy and give you what you want. You know, we have these fun little goals and games we play, and we got a dog camera, and Jim does tricks, and it's going to be real special things coming in the future. That's all I'll say. Canadian board Punjabi trucker unloads on corrupt work employers. They destroyed our industry. Warning, crude language. A Canadian-born Punjabi trucker speaks to Media Berzergan about what he calls the corruption and negligence destroying Canada's trucking industries. This has happened in Canada, too. Laying blame squarely on exploitive employers from India who, with weak government oversight and unsafe practices, they should go back home. Well, they should go back to their effing countries and stop effing with me? Wow, he's based, man. He's MAGA. He's MAGA from Canada. Express Sonny, a 15-year veteran truck driver, frustrated with what's become of his industry. Mm-hmm. What grows in your desert is drunk Indians. You have to pay them to clean it as a special assessment? What? Yeah, that's messed up. It goes, we all got together and cleaned a camp that popped up back property. A retired couple was going to charge them $20 for $100 clean it. See, now some camps, I don't understand this. How is it your responsibility to clean up when some camp squatters come in and start camping on your land doing stuff? That should be the government's responsibility. If the government isn't going to take care of it, then the government shouldn't have anything to say when you take care of it yourself. When somebody's back there and you make all their stuff disappear along with them. That's all I'm going to say about that. Sonny highlights how corrupt foreign firms are driving good Canadian companies out of business by cutting corners, underpaying unskilled non-citizen drivers, and neglecting truck maintenance. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they literally shit in the streets over there, if I'm not mistaken. Like, just go shit in the streets, I think. Yeah. And they wash their hands with cow piss or something. Hey, Pat Hacker, how you doing? You guys destroyed my industry, charging Lima drivers $40,000 to start, enough for a down payment on a brand new truck, and then you pay them cents on the dollar if you effing pay them. On top of that, you neglect effing maintenance. I don't know why the government allowed you guys to do this. It's unacceptable. Tomorrow somebody could beat me up because they're frustrated of these Indian drivers that wear flip-flops and don't take S seriously. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Casino said, there's a lot of holes in that desert. A lot of bodies buried in them holes. Just saying. Unlike those bodies that they put in the barrels that they sunk into Lake Mead that are turning up now because the water level's going down. Yeah, criminals are being protected. It's a crazy world. It really is. I am feeling 100% better than I was last night. Let's hope it continues. Thank you for asking. Sonny spoke about the recent accident in Florida where that guy didn't even care, and that's what these guys are all like. They do this every day since these immigrants started coming here. Our trucking insurance is double. That's right. Car insurance. If you guys haven't noticed how much your car insurance has gone up in the U.S., it's all because of illegal aliens and immigrants and stuff. Why? Yeah. Hey, Catherine K, how you doing? I am feeling much, much better than I was last night. So I'm thinking we're gonna be able to do a full show today. We probably go if the goals are met and everything works along, we could go 4, 5, 6 hours tonight, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah, follow support. So let's see what this guy says. This is a long video. I'm going to try to play it without speeding it up at first. We'll see how it works.
But that guy didn't fucking care. He didn't think that like fucking he'd kill somebody. He had no fucking remorse, and that's what these guys are all.
Wait.
But that guy didn't fucking care.
This guy sounds like Ricky.
That, like, fucking he'd kill somebody. He had no fucking remorse, and that's what these guys are all like. This guy just got caught. But they do this every day. They hit people, they crash into people, they cause accidents, casualties all the time. Since these immigrants started coming here, our truck insurance doubled up.
So do you have a message to what you call the Indian employers? Do you have a message? They're watching you right now. What do you say?
They should go back to their fucking country and stop fucking with mine. Straight up. You guys destroyed my fucking industry. You guys think you're doing well and you're successful because you're able to get trucks.
MAGA. Canada first. Canada first.
That's enough for a down payment for any fucking brand new truck. And then you guys pay them cents on the dollar, even if you fucking pay them. And also you guys neglect fucking.
Hold on.
You guys are not smart business guys.
I got to say something. Bob, don't tell them to call 811 before digging. Don't do that. Not if you're, no. You don't want anybody to know you're digging when you're doing these things. You're in the desert. There's no buried utilities in the desert. Come on. You're trying to get people caught? That's like snitching on yourself. Hey, I'm going to dig this hole back here. That's why if you live near swamps with lots of alligators and stuff, there's, just saying, things disappear in a swamp all the time. Yeah, don't be like Bob. Just dig. Now, if you're digging around your house where there's utilities and stuff, definitely call, but don't dig into call when you're digging to bury things you don't want to be found. That's all I'll say. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could always just find a deep old mine shaft too. That's good. Throw up, like if you ever watched the movie, the TV show Justified, what the, Coover and Dickie Bennett did with the Loretta's dad in the mine. Just saying. Yeah, swampy areas are, great. Mm-hmm. This is second generation at least, or third generation maybe. He sounds more like one of the guys from Trailer Park Boys than... Mm-hmm.
You guys are not good for the industry. You guys are fucking everything up. And the government, I don't know why the fuck they allowed you guys to do this, but it's unacceptable. Now think, what if I came into your fucking country and did this bullshit? Would you like it? My name is Sunny. I've been a long-haul trucker in Canada since I was 18. I'm 33 years old. I started off as a diesel and coach mechanic. Then I got into trucking because they explained the lifestyle to me, so I thought it'd be better for me. Well, they exploit the industry, right? Like, obviously, like these companies that are not paying their drivers are getting ahead and building up faster because 25% of your revenue goes to driver pay. They don't even care about maintenance. They'll let you go drive down the street with like bald tires and they'll make you do it because they're not paying you. I'm born here, so I'll tell them to go fuck themselves. I ain't going because I care about public safety because this is my country, right? But these other guys that their money is stuck, 10, 15, 20,000, you have to consider an average driver makes about $7,000 to $8,000 a month. So you're looking at 100,000 take-home income. So we rely on that income, and most of us have housewives, and most of us have kids sitting at home. So we have to provide dual income. That's why people do it. Sometimes these Indian guys will say to me like, "Whoa, if I was born here, I would have my own trucking company. I would be really successful." Okay, yeah, sure. If I had it in my mind that I don't care about maintenance and I don't give a fuck to pay the drivers, I would have done it yesterday too. But I'm not a fucking thief. It's not in my nature. So they let these guys do it. And I blame the guys that let themselves get exploited because you're putting yourself in this situation too. Like these Indian companies, like sometimes like people come there and they get families. I tell them all the time, like, bro, don't work here because your kids are gonna go to the fucking road. So why is it worth it? And you guys are not operating safely. And another thing is like, yo, it's my country. I can't go nowhere else. If I hurt somebody, I have a consciousness, obviously. I don't want to do it regardless anyways, right? But these guys always have it in their head, like if it doesn't go well, then they could go back to their own country. So they already have that mindset. They don't care. Well, yeah, so like I'm born here. You can tell by the color of my skin. Like my parents are Indian too. Sometimes people tell me to get the fuck out of my country, which is like the most insulting thing ever. I speak proper English. My communications are well. I'm born here. But like because they look at the color of my skin, they're like, "Oh, get out of my country." I understand what they're saying too, because like I feel the same way about them too, right? But it's like, why the fuck am I feeling racism now? Like it's so like it sucks.
Oh,
Like,
don't you start
somebody
complaining.
calls me
Nobody,
a
you're
bro,
fine, Punjab. You're buddy.
bread and butter with and sit down and they're in my profession. I want to talk to and work.
Yes.
Why am I getting?
Yes, he's Mexican complaining about the Mexicans stealing his jobs.
I'm from here. Like I understand the immigrants are fucked. I don't like them too. But why are you attacking me? I'm an innocent bystander. So tomorrow somebody could beat me up. Literally, there'd be 5 truckers at the truck stop. Just beat me up because they're frustrated about these fucking Indian drivers that wear flip-flops and drive and don't take things seriously. And they're gonna beat me up. So now is it their fault for not knowing I'm Canadian? Or is it my fault because I was born in an Indian family but I'm Canadian? The guy that with the Florida that took the left turn and killed 3 people, that's fucking stupid too, because I was in a situation that my truck was breaking down, going down a hill in Arizona, and I wanted to fucking do that too, take a left turn, right? But I was like, yo, is it really worth it? Like, I was like, I knowingly thought about doing it, knowingly it's gonna be a hazard, right? And I thought about it. I was like, it's a hazard. It's a 1% chance. I'm not gonna take that risk. And I made a way to go up the hill and glide down because my engine fan wasn't working and my truck was overheating. So I made a very conscious decision, right? But that guy didn't fucking care. He didn't think that like fucking he killed somebody. He had no fucking remorse. And that's what these guys are all like. This guy just got caught. But they do this every day. They hit people, they crash into people, they cause accidents, casualties all the time. Since these immigrants started coming here, our truck insurance doubled up. You're not the victim, you're the symptom of being a victim. You're allowing these people to do this. Even like Indian people say this too. Punjabi ta Punjabi lai dushmani hunda hai. Work for a proper company, work here properly, and learn the language and try to adapt to our fucking economy, adapt to our culture. If you want to adapt to our culture, why are you here? What if like the British ruled India before? You guys didn't like that. So now you think you guys can come here and try to rule Canada? What fault is that? When you guys came here as international students and applied for fucking business administration, nobody fucking promised you a PR. That wasn't part of the fucking plan. You guys came here to fucking study, but none of you guys do fucking study. You know this. I'm not good at school either, right? So you came here, now you're bitching that you didn't get your fucking PR because you applied for business administration. Okay, fine. Came here to study business administration. Why are you not in that field? Why are you?
This guy seems pissed about it. I don't know. Let's see what else.
Remorse for these guys. It's no different than sitting with pedophiles and rapists. In my opinion, bad people are bad people, and you guys are supporting them. You're making these guys rich, thinking that you guys are gonna be good, but you're not.
Wait a minute. So this guy is making the comparison to illegal aliens well, I wouldn't even go that far. I wouldn't go that bad. But, hey man, there's 80 people here watching, and only 60 people hit the like button. So can we come on, hit the like button? Come on, people, hit the like button. It still costs nothing. No. Hit a couple reactions too, a couple little doop-a-dops and deep-a-doops. So yeah, so let's get going. All right. Do we want to listen to any more of this? Or do we want to, let's see.
Citizenship and not getting paid, you're already unsafe to operate going up and down the road. Yeah, so the schools. So they like make it, they give you minimum
unqualified truck drivers getting on the calendar. So the same thing is happening in Canada that's happening in the US. Unqualified people getting the jobs, getting onto the trucks.
Extinguisher at the back. These tires, you got to check every single tire.
Yeah. That's crazy. All right. So that's nuts. Mm-hmm. If you enjoyed the interview, please consider making a contribution to Media Berezingan Donate. You won't see interviews like this on government-funded mainstream media. Your support is critical for him to be able to platform industry whistleblowers. Okay. Well, we're gonna. You know what? I'm gonna donate to this guy. We're gonna donate to this guy. I'm gonna even follow him because that's what we'll do. We'll follow this guy. He's from Canada. So investigative journalist from Canada, and that was a pretty good interview. So if he keeps getting interviews like that, he'll be all right. He'll be doing good. All right, so let's see. And then Breitbart's got some stuff to say about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that guy sounds like he works his way up through the ranks legally. Yeah, well, I think he was born maybe in Canada. It sounds like he's a second generation. So, he's Canadian. Mm-hmm. Over 1.6 signed Punjab youth petition, whatever that means, to free illegal U-turn trucker. More than 1.6 million people have signed the online petition attributed to Punjabi youth, urging the federal government to free Harjinder Singh. It's not up to the federal government to free him. I mean, the federal government will free him, after he serves his sentence in the U.S. So they'll free him on over to India, back to India. Hey, there's 90 people here watching now. Hit that like button, man. Come on. We, the undersigned, respectfully petition for clemencies or sentence reduction. He hasn't even had his trial yet. instead of a prison sentence, the petition says that the fellow Indian should be sentenced to restorative justice measures. Is he going to bring the people back? They know some kind of secret Indian chant that could bring the dead back? I don't know. Some kind of community service aligning with both accountability and compassion. The increased number of foreign drivers operating large tractor trailers in the U.S. roads is endangering American lives and undercutting the livelihood of American truckers. Marco Rubio blocks new visas for migrant truckers. Well, that's awesome. Good job, Marco Rubio. Way to go. We don't need, truck driving is something that any American can do. It's not a job that's like, any American. Have you met some truck drivers? There's nothing wrong with truck drivers. There's a lot of very smart truck drivers, guys that just enjoy driving and are very intelligent, very smart. But it's not like, it's not like rocket surgery. With deep respect and hope, collective Punjabi youth, the petition says. So it's a whole Punjabi collective. Yeah, he's probably going to go to Stark. That's probably where he's going to end up, in Stark Federal Prison or Stark Prison. Yeah. Indian trucker is the Indian trucker is part of the fast-growing Sikh community in the United States. Well, seek and you shall find yourself in prison when you run people over and kill them. He failed the post-accident test. He's now facing homicide charges in Florida amid public pressure to proper enforcement of their laws. Since the 90s, U.S. government officials have stopped enforcing many laws to encourage migrants to enter the nation's highways, housing, white-collar workplaces, and streets. More than 5 million Indians now live legally or illegally in the United States amid the growing American opposition to the pocketbook damage. No, I have nothing. I love truckers. I got a lot of friends that are truckers. I got friends who own their own, whatever they call it, like independent owner-operators. They're great guys. They're very smart. I'm just saying, it's not like anybody who graduated high school should be able to get a truck driving license and drive a truck. Okay? They should. You should be able to. If you were intelligent enough to read maps, especially GPS now, it's just a matter of, hey, Steve Hilliard. I was not attacking truck drivers. I'm just saying there's absolutely no reason that we should be importing people into the country to be truck drivers. It's like we're importing people in the country to be friggin' Uber drivers too. Why? The American trucking industry has been gutted by unregulated immigration over the past 5 years. These California drivers are part of the ecosystem that puts profit over safety, that puts greed before the family. A system that's not only puts America first. Let's see. Here's the video. They'll show the 20s. Look at them. Oh, no. Someone crashed into a car. Oh, no. Look at, oh, oof. Yeah. It's a divided highway. And instead of just following the signs and going up and he's not even, no remorse, no nothing. Instead of just following the signs and going up to the next, the incident echoes the imported Indian highway culture. Wow. Risk-taking is another prevalent characteristic of Indian drivers. Indian author Rohit Singh. Hey, look, another Singh. Yeah. Most Indian drivers do not think twice before overtaking from the wrong side, speeding on crowded streets, or ignoring traffic signals. This I care a damn and daredevil attitude is a product of the belief that getting ahead, even if only for a few seconds or minutes, is more important than safety. The lack of strict enforcement of traffic laws further emboldens drivers to undertake risky maneuvers, endangering themselves and others. Wow. Another significant issue is the blatant disregard for traffic rules. Many drivers see rules as mere suggestions. They're more like guidelines, really. It's kind of like the Pirates Code. It's just more like guidelines than actual laws. But this attitude stems from the poor, road pirates, yeah. The poor road discipline and inadequate penalties for violations. The culture of noncompliance is also perpetuated by witnessing other frequently mock rules without facing any consequences whatsoever, creating a vicious cycle of lawlessness on a road. The pro-Indian petition cites the case of a trucker in Colorado who killed 4 Americans. The trucker's brake failed, and he did not use an emergency exit ramp and continued to speed of 100 miles an hour. For consideration of precedent, no criminal intent or history. The Florida incident was catastrophic, but not a criminal act. Well, I would argue it is a criminal act. The driver has no prior record and fully cooperated with authorities. Well, no, he tried to flee. He fled to California. What are you talking about? Disproportionate. The imposition of a 45-year sentence excessive. He hasn't been sentenced to anything. He hasn't been sentenced to anything. It's happened a couple days ago. What is wrong? They think it was already went to trial? Aguera Merendo's case in Colorado, a driver initially received a 110-year sentence for a fatal crash resulting in 4 deaths, followed by a massive public outcry and a petition that garnered 5 million signatures. Democrat pro-migration homosexual Governor Jared Polis commuted his sentence to 10 years, with parole eligibility after 5. Indian signatories repeatedly declare their solidarity with Indian illegal migrants, not dead Americans. Wow. Plea for fair sentencing commutation request. He hasn't been sentenced to anything yet. Many signatories submitted versions of the statement. Yeah, so it was like they got the statement, and it was it was accident. He made terrible mistake, not deliberate choice to harm peoples. He working very hard support family like many so offers us. And wrong decision changed to everything life. 45 sentence prison year, not justice at all. One signatory, Sandeep, wrote, "It tragedy, not accident. It did not the purpose done accident happen fair to him for criminal walk free. Punishment if them go while the health walk card free." See, how do you even read this stuff? Crazy. Why is fair to unfair for him to go just? He migrating. Many of the apparent signatories are other Indian immigrants in the United States. Devashi wrote, "He left everything back home to have better future here. It was terrible, not intentional. 45 years, long time. Long time, no Diwali. That 45, no Diwalis. 45-year imprisonment, it is fair for a young boy who left country of home. Well, he's not that young. No, it was a mistake. The kind of sentence is a result of racial discrimination where comments were made. The driver had no remorse. He didn't show emotions. But the truth is he was shocked. How would you know? You weren't there. So now you're just defending the guy because he's Indian. You're not making any statements of facts. He didn't go, oh shit. He didn't have a look on his face when it happened. He didn't do it. He goes, oh. Now I got to stop and it's going to mean I'm going to be late. Here people do crime, rob and kill, but left free on basis term mental. Well, I agree. Yeah. His truck was too buku. Deep downplayed personal responsibility by using the passive voice. Yes, mistakes were made, but one mistake should not mean end of someone's future. So many times we've seen people guilty of even worse crimes walk away with lighter punishments. Why should he suffer more? He is a son, a brother, a human being who deserves a second chance. Well, I wonder if they found out he was eating a bacon cheeseburger before this happened, if they would care about that. Yeah, racism. Damn racism strikes again. Yeah, he's been charged in Florida, denied bond, yes. Well, he's denied bond because he fled already when they told him he was, that he was being charged with stuff. And then he fled to California and they had to go get him and bring him back. So that's why he's not going to get a bond, because he tried to get out of the state instead of dealing with it. Vehicular homicide, yeah. It's too bad we see everybody do a U-turn from here. It is too much bad to see this. Everybody do U-turn from here. You should use divider if safety. You want the person who was driving the car is also using something so he did not saw the big truck in front of them and accident happened. Fault is of both parties, but they had the fate and they died. But it's not good to die a live person in jail for 45 years. It should be no less than 3-5 years. Yeah, no less than 3 to 5 years, but no more than 45. Mom and dad are seeking for their son. It's too bad. Please don't do that. Some of the Indians left videos or voice messages, often from truck cabs, apparently in the United States, just took a wrong turn. Accident happened, said Parvinder Kawar, a female Sikh. See a story about the Costco that was raided and they discovered a fake document scheme, green card, social security card, driver's license, all originating in the Costco. I heard about that story. I don't have it pulled up. If you have a link, send it to me. I'd like to see it. But there was another place that happened too. It wasn't a Costco. Yeah. Maybe he's the racist because he intentionally killed white people. Maybe he's trying to get rid of the white people. And the stupid lib middle-aged woo white womans have gathered over 1.1 million signatures. Well, I think a lot. Yeah, I'm sure the petition was probably started by, maybe not. Costco does have a really good photo center. Yes, they do. Mm-hmm. And then now it's over 2.5 million signatures.
Hey everyone, I would like to support this petition because I don't think this is a fair sentencing. There was no motive behind this U-turn, illegal U-turn, and killing those three people. Did somebody took the black box of Bulla data of the other vehicle that whether the other person tried to stop the vehicle or not? Where was his? He was in care and control of his vehicle. I'm in insurance industry, and I know if you are in care and control.
I'm supporting this person because it was an accident, not a crime of intent. And one mistake should not raise an entire future of 45 years in prison is not a justice, it's cruelty.
Hi, my name is Rakira Singh. I am in support of Hajender Singh. He made a mistake, but he didn't intend to murder. It was an accident. 45 years, not a justice.
I mean, I'm just going to point out something that I think all you guys in my chat, you're extremely intelligent. I can tell by all your comments and stuff. And yeah, there hasn't even been a trial yet. That's how these people are so ridiculous. All right, but they are causing a whole bunch of racism by the things they're saying and what's going on in the big stink. They are making a bunch of people go, oh, no, get these people all the fuck out of here. Yes, he didn't intend to murder. He no intent to murder, just accident murder.
A fair decision. So, please attend the.
Really sad for the victims, but can this case be taken with more compassion? He made a U-turn by mistake, but license was issued by the state and several other factors beyond his control are at play here.
So, did you hear that? So the state gave him a license. So, yeah, let's listen to this again.
Beyond his control are at play here. Mistake be taken with more. Really sad for the victims, but can this case be taken with more compassion? He made a U-turn by mistake, but license was issued by the state and
so a license was issued. Was issued by the state, so that means he's not at fault because the state gave him a license. So that means he could do a U-turn like that. I guess.
Are at play here.
Oh, this guy's in a convenience store. You can see the Newports and stuff above his head. A petition to free an illegal immigrant responsible for killing 3 Americans? Disgusting. The Lake and Riley Act, Section 2, mandates detention for criminal illegal aliens charged with vehicular homicide. Exactly like this case. That's right. This wasn't an accident. He made an illegal U-turn, violated traffic laws, and ended 3 lives. Suggesting community service or victim blaming shows how broken the system is. Deportation isn't enough. He should face full legal consequences. State was issued by state beyond his control. Yes, his state issued him license made beyond control. They should have known he didn't know how to drive or read English, which they're right. Like if I was, and me personally, if I was in charge of prosecuting this case, I would really be looking at indicting maybe some people that issued him the documents, the people that got him the license, maybe some people in the state that did some things and broke the law because clearly he couldn't read English, so he shouldn't have been able to get the license. That's what I would be doing. Maybe suing lawsuits and stuff. I don't know. It happened in Florida. So as they say, he's fooked. 2.5 million signatures defending a killer exposes the rot in our priorities. Protect citizens first, not lawbreakers. Well, Doge AI doesn't realize that all those people making those videos, I would be willing to wager, I would wager not citizens. Most of them probably not even in the U.S. Just saying, This is the petition to free the illegal immigrant who made the illegal U-turn, taking the lives of 3 Americans, nears 2.5 million signatures. One supporter suggests the crash was the fault of the victims, and the authorities should check the car's black box. Others say, well, let's see. Okay, it was simply an accident, so his sentence should be counseling or community service. Wait, did I read this one already? Oh, maybe, you know what? I don't know why it does that sometimes. Yeah, so we got here nearly 2.5 million people signed a petition for the immigrant truck driver in a fatal crash. Why does this picture not look like the same guy? Huh. Yeah, no way. Yeah, what are they going to think of next? They got a bunch of call centers in India that they could call in and make these videos and do this stuff and get into the U.S. Wow, using VPNs and stuff. Wow. Yes. Yeah. Well, I'm surprised none of them said, "Hi, my name is Dave from AT&T customer service, and this man should get a free upgrade of his telephone." Nearly 2.5 million people signed a petition supporting illegal immigrant truck driver charged in fatal crash. Yeah. Get rid of the 6-month B1, B2 visas. They renew and keep coming back. Yeah. Well, there's also a thing that's going on called portage, right? Or is it portage or cabotage, or something like that, or where they're where they're coming in from Mexico and stuff, and instead of they're just supposed to drop a load off under the whatever NAFTA type of stuff, they come in, they can drop a load off from Mexico, and they're supposed to leave. And the only thing they're supposed to be able to do is take a load back to Mexico. But they're using those people, they're getting them, putting them in other trucks and taking them to deliver stuff around in the U.S. close to the border, and that's also illegal. They're not supposed to do that. It's something like cabotage or hold on, I'll look it up again. I had it before. Anyways, it's cabot CABOTAGE is there's violations of cabotage. Anyway, so okay, let's see.
Illegal migrant has now been charged after his truck jackknifed a minivan while making an illegal U-turn, killing the 3 people inside the van. The migrant, who is believed to have crossed the border illegally in 2018, was granted a commercial driver's license by the state of California. He now faces vehicular homicide charges and deportation. Florida Attorney General James Uthmeier joins me now to talk about this horrific situation. Attorney General, thank you so much for joining us. What was your reaction when you saw this footage and realized this man cost 3 people their lives?
Yeah, it's a horrific situation. California should not have provided this person the driver's license and a permit, not just for a car, but to drive large-scale trucks. To then drive into Florida, engage in this dangerous behavior and take the lives of 3 others is really a tragedy, but it shows how dangerous the open border policies under Obama and Biden have been that have continued to wreak havoc on communities across the country. We're certainly going to charge that person with the heaviest crimes we can and make sure that he gets locked up for as long as possible before then being deported back where he came from.
Yeah, and if you watch this footage, as you did and we just showed, I mean, the people in this black minivan had absolutely no time to react. It was a 30-year-old, a 37-year-old, and a 50-year-old. 2 of them died on impact, and 1 of them died at the hospital. Absolutely tragic situation. And you touched on this. Why, if you cross into the country illegally, are you allowed to get a commercial driver's license in the state of California?
Well, you shouldn't be able to, and we're certainly going to look at ways that we can go after California, fight back, and protect our citizens. Here in Florida, if you're an illegal, you are not going to get a driver's license under no circumstances. We made that law in this state many years ago when we banned the opportunity for sanctuary cities. So it's a tragedy, but when it comes from California, nothing surprises me these days. Gavin Newsom should focus more on rule of law than crying and defending these heinous criminals.
Yeah, well, if he is found guilty of homicide, he will likely serve his sentence in Florida. Can you confirm that he will? And if so, what kind of time is he looking at before he is deported?
Sure. Well, yeah, I can confirm we're not going to deport or let this guy out of our sights until we have convicted him and ensured that he is behind bars for as long as possible, likely the rest of his life.
Okay, well, see, I have a problem with what he just said, because you don't say that the way he said that. He's the Attorney General, and you can't go around saying until we've convicted him. You say we give him a trial, and if we can prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he's guilty, then he's going to be convicted. You shouldn't say, I mean, I understand, but I mean, he should know better than to say stuff like that.
Only then will we hand him over to ICE for deportation, but he's going to serve his time.
Okay, on to another topic here. Last week, you became the first state attorney general
to ban
a substance.
A guy went to
7-0.
A guy went to jail. It was part. He worked for the Secretary of State's office or something. And they tried to tie Matt Gaetz to that.
Dr. McCary says that this product could lead to the fourth wave of the opioid epidemic. It's something that not a lot of people have heard of before, although I know a lot of parents are watching right now, and I'm sure are very interested in learning more about 7-0 and the products that have it in them. So what can you tell us about this product and why you decided to ban the sale of it?
I never even heard of this. What's 7-0? Yeah.
Well, we applaud the Trump administration and the FDA. We saw their warning a couple weeks back about this dangerous drug. And we looked at the authorities here in Florida. The Attorney General can emergency
It happened over by Port St. Lucie, so by the East Coast.
Scheduled this drug 7-OH or 7-hydroxy as it's called to make it a Schedule 1 drug, so it can no longer be sold here in the state. Medical experts have said it's 13 times more potent than morphine, and it was being sold in gas stations and smoke shops right next to a pack of Skittles and candy within the reach of kids. And look, I don't believe businesses should have intervention by government except in the most extreme of circumstances.
It's synthetic kratom?
This is a dangerous product. It exposes our kids to harm. Parents didn't really know it was out there, right there on the shelf.
Well, Fort Pierce
So we took immediate action. We're going to protect Florida families.
I swore I saw something about Port St. Lucie.
That it's not like an opioid. It is an opioid, and it was being sold commercially.
You can buy it at a gas station under a different name.
Not in the state of Florida anymore. Florida Attorney General James Othmeyer, thank you so much for joining us.
All right. So it's that. Well, let's see this. Let's see where the crash happened. Where did that crash happen? Let's see. Florida crash. Okay, so it says it was at the at St. Lucie County northern border, mile marker 171 on the turnpike. So that's where it was on the turnpike. It's North St. Lucie County, so that's close to probably closer to Fort Pierce than Port St. Lucie. I don't know. They've been trying to outlaw kratom for ages. Yeah. Terrible. What did Melcat say? Yeah, Rachel Boone, good to see you too. A petition urging the petition post on the website addressed to Governor DeSantis called for both DeSantis and the Florida Board of Executive Clemency to re-examine the case. He hasn't even been to trial yet. They don't have nothing to do. Hey, 101 people here. Awesome. 101 people here on a Sunday night. We're about an hour in. We're going to get into some good stories tonight. Please hit the like if you haven't already. Please subscribe. Newcomers, please hit that like button. Yeah, definitely. And also, there is a goal tonight. If we hit $50, for every $50, we'll extend the show by an hour. So we got about another hour to go on that first goal. If we hit it, we have 15 already in, so we need $35 to go for an additional hour, and then each additional $50 will be another hour added to the show after the 2 hours. And also, there's a television camera that will be activated if we hit $75. You know? Or if someone sends an individual super chat of $20, I will turn television on. Jim has 101. That's right. Mm-hmm. Yep. Another win for the toe. No. Harjinder Singh, an illegal immigrant, was operating a commercial semi-truck with a trailer on the Florida Turnpike in Fort Pierce when he allegedly slammed into a U-turn in an authorized area. I heard it was yeah, that's paying Jim about $15 an hour. Yeah, it's minimum wage, man. Just the minimum wage is all I make. I'm a minimum wage worker, just like the rest of you guys. Judge denies the bond, but that's because he yeah. See, I don't understand. He didn't look like this in the other stuff, so why does he look like it there? Like something happened to his head, like half shaved. Was he trying to shave his head and they caught him? Mm-hmm. See, St. Lucie County Sheriff. So that's like he was arrested in Stockton, California, and later extradited to Florida. Investigators determined that he and his passenger, Harnett Singh, fled to Sacramento the day after the crash. Yes, he's not going to get a bond because he fled. On Saturday, a judge denied bond, ruling that he's an unauthorized alien and substantial flight risk. And St. Lucie County judge also found probable cause for all 6 charges against Singh and classified them as forcible felonies under Florida law. Ooch, 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 ooch. Mm-hmm. Health benefits? You're talking to me? I don't know. I don't have health benefits. Oh, he had a towel on in the video. That's why it looked different. Okay. Cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there they are, bringing them back. Bringing them back. Bringing them back. Bringing them back on an aeroplane. Mm-hmm. He's escorted on an airplane by Florida Lieutenant Governor Jay Collins and law enforcement. So they sent the Lieutenant Governor to go get him. I'm surprised. Honestly, I'm surprised that Gavin Newsom didn't try to shield him from getting picked up, say, oh, no, we're not going to let you extradite him. I'm shocked that they didn't do that. This was a tragic accident, not a deliberate act, the petition states. While accountability matters, the severity of the charges against him is not aligned with the circumstances of the incident. That's for a jury to decide. So we have this thing called jury trials here, and the jury of his peers, which won't include any non-citizen Indians, so unfortunately for him. And if convicted, the petition says he will receive a proportionate and reasonable sentence. Well, yeah. I think it's called... It's not a turban, is it? It's called something else. I think it's not a turban. It's called something else. I think a turban is what the... I don't know, man. Maybe it is called a turban. I don't know. I thought it had a different name. But look at that. Oh, God. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. That's horrible. He was arrested after making an illegal U-turn. The petition is signed by Collective Punjabi Youth. It's a do-rag. Yeah, he had it on a do-rag. A diaper. Authorities said Singh crossed into the U.S. illegally in 2018 via the southern border and later obtained a commercial license in California. He attempted to obtain work authorization, but was rejected by the first Trump administration in September 2020. Marco Rubio announced this week that the U.S. is halting work visas for foreign commercial truck drivers, a move praised by conservatives in the wake of the deadly crash. But I think that would be praised by this group called the Teamsters Union. Maybe that's why the Teamsters really like Trump, because they're clamping down on all these people taking Teamster jobs. Because that's what Teamsters do, is they drive trucks. Mm-hmm. DeSantis did not immediately respond for comment. Well, of course he's not. Why is he going to do that? Okay. All right. Now, this next story we're moving on to, I know this next story is a story about impulse control and problems. And it's been big news. It's been all over the place. So I'm hoping you guys enjoy it. It's not really a story that I normally would cover type of story, but I guess it is. It's news. So we'll get into this whole... breaking news. Raja Jackson, son of Quentin Randy Jackson. That's right. It's Rampage Jackson's real name is Quentin Randy, R-A-N-D-I Jackson, is under LAPD investigation. So, Quentin Rampage Jackson's son, LAPD launches investigation over a brutal beatdown. Yeah, maybe it's called what is it called? Not a gyro wrap. It's a shawarma. It's a shawarma wrap, right? Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. If you get mad when you get the jury summons, but you should always do the jury duty because it's your duty. Who talks faster than Jim? Who, me? What are you talking about? Nobody talks faster than Jim. Yeah. And here's Jackson fleeing after the fact. Well, we'll see if we get to that. Okay. We'll get that. Here's the this is like the meeting beforehand and talking, and I guess he didn't. I guess I have to mute it because they got music playing, and so he got this like fake can, this fake thing that breaking on his head. So we can't play the music. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that's not how wrestling's supposed to work. You know, so you're not supposed to do that. So I think he might go to jail for this because, you know, he's. Why do you always got to play music over it, man? That's crazy. They got to play music over it. So yeah, so that's what happened there. Mm-hmm. Drama alert. Drama alert. Yeah. Yeah, that looked like real punches. Oh, those were real punches. That's the thing, is he did not realize that it's fake. Wrestling's all fake. He didn't realize that. Yeah. It's not a legitimate ref. No. You boys talk about women, their hormones. You're much more unstable. Well, a certain group of people are more unstable. And they're usually people under the age, you know, like under 25, anywhere, you know, 30. They're under 30. They have a tendency to get a little jump to violence, as they say. Certain people, certain group of people. Yeah, saw the old G horrible. Yeah, you know, that guy is a vet with PTSD, and wrestling was how he made his money. The video from the parking lot with him on the phone was interesting. I didn't see it. You want to send that to me? I might have it, but I'm not sure. Well, Dan Blackwright says that prison air and a wide nose are a good combination. Well, it seems like they go together really well in the U.S. Mm-hmm. That guy, the injured man. Yeah, I know the injured man. I've got some stuff about him. It says son of Raja Jackson, son of Quentin Randy Jackson, also known as Rampage, attacked a wrestler, Stuart Smith, last night, nearly killing him. Rampage shared a statement in defense of his son, which, I don't. Oh, here, this is better. Not better, as in no music.
Hey, you gotta stop this shit, man. Hey. Stop this shit, man.
Yeah, so, and then here's the statement from his father. It says, I want to clear up the misinformation. I'm just going to say, let me open this in another open image in a new tab. I'm going to load this up. That this letter kind of reminds me of this other guy that's on the internet. I don't know if Randy, Quentin wrote this himself, or if he had someone else write it, like a ghostwriter, because it kind of has a lot of, it's reminiscent of some other person. I don't want to get into who it is, but Dan Blackwright's going to know who I'm talking about. This other person, let's just say he's kind of young and he likes to rip it up. Kind of sounds like his wording. I want to clear up the misinformation about my son Raja. I've been confirmed that the wrestler Stuart Smith, aka Psycho Stu, is awake and stable. Raja was unexpectedly hit in the side of the head by him moments before Smith's match. It was a fake cannon. It was a cannon to show like the stuff. He wasn't smashed in the head with it. It was like a fake hit to show. He was showing him how you do it. It wasn't, and they talked afterwards. Raja was told he could get his payback in the ring. I thought it was part of the show. It was bad judgment and a work that went wrong. Raja is an MMA fighter, not a pro wrestler, and had no business involved in an event like this. So now it's the people's fault for involving him in the event. Mm-hmm. Hey, 111 people here. 111. Hit that like, please subscribe, and keep an eye on that goal so we can go an extra hour. Yeah, Rampage was a pussy in his career. Unless he was juiced to the gills, he spent most of his fights running and laying down. Yeah. Well, he thought it was kayfabe. The wrestler did, but this guy didn't understand what kayfabe is. He got disrespected in his mind, and it was a straight up psychopath. Yep. So, ghetto. I don't condone my son's actions at all. He suffered a concussion from sparring only days ago and had no business doing anything remotely close to physical contact. So it was a concussion. Like, basically, they're going to claim that he had some kind of TBI, some traumatic brain injury that caused him to do this. That's just going to be their argument in court to say, well, he had a traumatic brain injury. As a father, I'm deeply concerned with his health and well-being and the well-being of Mr. Smith. That being said, I'm very upset any of this happened, but my main concern now is that Mr. Smith will make a speedy recovery. I apologize on his behalf and to Kick for the situation. So he's apologizing to Kick streaming service because, CTE, TBI, CTE. Yeah, so there's that. Mm-hmm. 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 So there's that. And according to Raja Jackson, he tried to kill the guy because I'm no fucking bitch, bro. To which I say Raja Jackson is the tiniest, smelliest, most fragile little bitch that ever walked the face of the earth. There's ever been a bitchier bitch than him. It's pathetic that Rampage is more worried about his son's Kick status than the fact that he tried to murder someone. The twisted obsession with clout over basic human decency is exactly why our society is rotting. Wake up, people. Wow. You got to be extremely low IQ. The incident, Raja Jackson and Soko Stu Smith at the Knox K Pro Wrestling event was nothing short of from an assault. Let's talk about it. Stu is a U.S. Army veteran using wrestling as a way to cope with PTSD, was simply doing his job in a scripted environment. Again, keyword scripted. Raja Jackson, an MMA fighter with no professional wrestling training, crossed the line by unleashing over 20 real punches on an unconscious opponent after slamming him to the mat. This wasn't a work gone wrong or a misunderstanding. It was a vicious act driven by anger, not sport. The fact that Jackson had a recent concussion only underscores the recklessness of his involvement. My heart goes out to Psycho Stu and his family, and I hope for a full recovery. This kind of behavior has no place in combat sports or professional wrestling. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's wild. Them white folks finna baptize Raja Jackson, goofy ass, if that white boy don't make a full recovery. Well, let's see. Let's hear what this guy has to say. What do you mean by baptize?
Raja Jackson, Rampage Jackson's son. No, you done fucked up, right, boy? Oh, yeah, you done fucked up. You fucked up bad.
Fucked up bad?
See where you went wrong, man? Man, you should have fired on the motherfucker when he first hit you in the head with that can. That's when you supposed to pop out right then as an immediate jerk reaction. You wait till the motherfucking wrestling match that's scripted for you to jump, y'all do y'all thing, and you decide to snap out on them.
I don't know, Kevin. It kind of sounded Eric July-ish to me.
Oh, man, them white folks finna fry your motherfucking ass. And it was on video, and people can't stand to watch it. Oh, man, you fucked up, man. Yeah, them white folks love your daddy. They love you. You was cool. So you did that. And truth be told, man, even though it was some lame ass shit what he did, truth be told, that's some white boy shit. That's what they do. They have fun. They do goofy shit. I don't think he was genuinely trying to play you like you was on no bitch shit. I don't know. I don't know the context of the video. I just saw where he hit you in the head with the can.
It was a fake can. It was a stunt. He squeezed the can and made the stuff squirt out.
Finna baptize your monkey ass if that motherfucking white boy don't make it. You better pray that white boy.
Yeah, total hibbity jibbity.
And I'm talking a full.
There was squirrel words like crazy in there.
Because if not, Raja.
Always.
Man, them white folk gonna baptize your motherfucking ass. And truth
Yeah,
be
maybe he
told,
wrote it.
man,
I don't know. Maybe he's Rampage Jackson's writer.
it's hard to defend you because you waited till later on, almost some premeditated shit.
Uh-oh, I just lost a whole bunch of viewers by mentioning Eric July.
Premeditated, boy.
I like Eric July. He's the greatest.
My wife ain't finna let you play with them like that, boy. Yeah.
Yeah, wrestling is real. The news is fake. Yeah, I remember I saw that guy John Stossel. Didn't he say to Diamond Dallas Page? Wasn't it right? That wrestling was fake? And Diamond Dallas Page slapped the shit out of him. Is that fake? Is that fake? Here's what led to his actions. But see, it wasn't really it wasn't a smash. See, watch. I want you to watch this. We're going to show this because this is what led to it. Right? But watch. He takes this can and smashes it, but he doesn't smash him in the head. He squeezes the can. Watch. He squeezes the can.
No. Yeah. Hey, hey, I think that's a Oh, you don't show it? Easy. He's not a fucking worker, bro. Calm down.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
You're good.
What the fuck was that?
You don't sell it? No, he's not a fucking worker, bro.
What the fuck was that? Hold on. I don't play that shit, bro.
Oh, sorry.
No, I will fuck him up, bro.
I know you will. We're good.
I will fuck him up, bro.
I know you will.
I don't play that shit.
Sorry about that.
Nah, I will fuck him up, bro.
I know you will. So I got you.
I do not play that shit at all.
Nah, I got you. You good. Apologize for that, man. Fix that.
So, but the guy didn't hurt him. The guy was just sitting on work. It's a category 2 chimpa. Oh no, 0 impulse control, low IQ. I've been saying it for a while now. I don't want to live anywhere people like him, and that's why. Come on now. I'm not gonna lie. 20 punches on someone unconscious and saying life in prison, no excuse. Well, no. Rampage's PR team trying to keep this idiot child from going to prison. They claim his concussion made him do it, not the fact that he is psychotic. The fact that Raja kept trying to kill him even after several people pulled him back shows his murderous intent. Oh, POV, Raja Jackson explained to the cops why he almost unalived a wrestler. Wait, what?
All right. So when I was 9, I was brutally molested by a guy.
You can't say brutally.
Why?
Because that's a curveball.
Why is that?
Because don't say curve. And look at Chin now. Don't.
Whatever. Those guys are crazy. Mm-hmm. Raja Jackson raged down. That's what I thought. I know there's another video where Stu apologized and they explained it was a bit. They shook hands. Raja accepted his apologies. I know, but then there's another video where a guy tells them to take care of it in the ring or whatever or something. You can get your payback in the ring. He was showing them a wrestling move. Yeah, how they do this stuff to fake it, how they do this. Yeah, I know. Mr. K, I couldn't help myself when I read the statement and stuff. I was like, the way it started off was just like how I've seen Eric's statements on Twitter and his arguments with people, the way he says stuff and worded the same way. That's all. It's like, who's writing this stuff? You know, that's all. I don't want to talk about any of this stuff. I really don't want to. That's not what this channel's about. This channel's about news. So, but every once in a while, I throw a couple little jabs in at people, but it's nothing. And you know, I'm a big supporter of all indie comics, even the Rippaverse comics. I've bought numerous ones. No remorse, empathy, or guilt. He would have killed him if not stopped. Rampage raised a psychopath, not just someone troubled. This is a danger to society, the real kind. Oof. Don't even know what really happened before this dude assaulted Raj in the head, talking shit to him. So this is karma. I'm just saying. Oh, look at it. It's look at who it is. It's look at it. It's George Floyd from back from the. So yeah, they talked it out an hour before Raj almost killed him. He stewed in it for an hour. So here's go. Raja Jackson after attack fleeing the scene. So they want to make sure they have all this stuff on his Kick channel.
Tired of motherfuckers playing with me, bro. Real shit. One of them a bitch and fucking bit me. I'm tired of everybody fucking playing with me and shit. Think I'm always playing and shit. Call me bitch and shit. Not no fucking bitch, bro. At the end of the day, I'ma stand up for my fucking self because I'm tired of everybody fucking playing with me, bro. Real shit.
Come on, man. We leaving, man. We're walking away, bro. Let's not take it serious. Let's go. Come on, Roger. Let's go. Let's go, Roger. Let's go. Roger, let's go. Roger, I'm telling you, let's go. You listen to me. Listen to me, Roger. You need to listen to me right now, Roger. Let's go.
I don't give a fuck. You guys trying to jump me and shit.
Let's go.
You ain't gonna do shit to me, bro.
Let's go,
you
Roger.
can't do shit to me. You can't fuck
Roger,
with me, bro.
Roger, let's go.
You can't fuck with me.
Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, you chopper.
That guy with the blue face paint on, I don't know, man. Fascinating behavior. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. They're fighting the baseball furies, yeah. Roid rage on full display. Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. So, a professional... Oops. Mm-hmm. Play with sound. I tried. Why is this important? It's not really important news, Pat Hacker, but this has been all over the place, and I felt if I didn't cover it, I'd be doing a disservice to everybody. It's been everywhere. So, I don't know. The Crow wanted his revenge. Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. If you know you're dangerous, then you have a responsibility. Yeah, you know. Mm-hmm. So, Professor, yeah, this is this thing that I wanted to play because this guy, they're talking about stuff. This other wrestler guy is telling him, like, oh, yeah, you could do this.
You run in on his shit, you fucking give him his receipt. Remember what a receipt is? Give him that fucking receipt, bro. Tag his shit. If you got a fucking problem with it, I'll fucking run out there. Tag his shit, bro. You run in on his shit, you fucking give.
So, see, that guy told him, go ahead, go out there and hit him. But, you know. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If we're counting Ultimate Fighter, you're 6-5. This guy's 25. You're over 40. I'll argue with them. I don't know. So these are just some people arguing in the chat. What's this? The shit looking like a real setup. Raj's dumbass was just the perfect idiot for the job.
Who pulled me off of him will leave. I'll tell you guys this. They told me to hit him and just leave. Somebody who pulled me off of him will leave. I'm telling you. I'm going to hit him as many times as I can. Watch. No, they didn't tell me to fake hit him. They said I could hit him for real. Yeah, they allowed me to hit him for real. If he hits me back for real, I don't give a fuck. I want him to.
Huh. Who's he talking to there? This is sad. No one was watching out for either of these people, and they created a tragic situation for a professional actor who was attacked by an untrained in wrestling entertainment person. Yeah, it should never happen. It's bad, all of it. I hate when someone sets me up and makes me blast a guy who's knocked out full force in the face 24 times. Classic trickery on the ref's part. Definitely classic trickery. There was a lot of trickery going on there. A lot of trickery. You know, who's usually up on the trickery. Let's see here. The fact that they're all good friends is crazy. Oh, he's talking to his kick chat. Yeah, premeditated. That was UFC, not wrestling. That's not a receipt. Yeah, I don't know what a receipt is. It's more interesting that lawsuits and FBI searches that will lead to absolutely nowhere. Yeah, probably. Thanks for the entertaining stream. Well, I'm trying, everybody. I'm trying. You know, here we are. Oh, 102 people here. 102 people here watching. So just say, you know, we got about 30 minutes left in that goal if we want to go an extra hour here. Need 35 more. See, I'm sounding like a person that I don't want to sound like. his kick chat was calling him names, which set off his temper even more. They hyped him up to do this. Oh, well. So maybe they should get after the kick chat then. Definitely. Oop. According to that, we only got 5 minutes left in the goal. Wow. That's terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Mm-hmm. And says the fact that they were all good friends is crazy. He knew what he was doing. He probably had heat with the guy. Well, isn't that Tito Ortiz? That's Rampage Jackson. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a receipt is if one wrestler accidentally or knowingly hits another wrestler for real, so they get a receipt in return down the line. It's not the same thing. Oh, here's Kevin Pistaro. So it's a little bit closer. So there we are. Now we're at $20. So we only need $30 to go an extra hour. Just saying. Just saying. Mm-hmm. Got a bunch of more good stories. It was a planned publicity stunt gone wrong. He was supposed to get payback on the guy and with a couple of real punches thrown in to sell it. But Raja lost control big time. He didn't even give the wrestler a chance to straight up ambushed him and pummeled an unconscious actor. Tito has a restaurant about 20 minutes from my house. I go there occasionally. It's pretty good. You know, when you see him, he'll hang out there. He's got his white Rolls Royce, just chilling. Seems like a decent person. Mm-hmm. Plot thickens. Yeah. The man said to Raja, give him a receipt, as in good luck and go kick his ass. He didn't say, hey, punch him 22 times in the face after you knock him out. Make sure he flatlines. Be sure not to stop after he flatlines, and also be there to keep fighting everyone else while the man is still flatlined. Is that what happened? The way Raja slammed on the mat, he whipped his head so it would first knock him out, or worse. He knew he'd be punching a defenseless person. Yeah. Yes, in the UFC, they do show discipline. I didn't see it. You didn't see any discipline in that video. They all say he flatlined. Receipt later means get him back and get even. But even, I'm sure he'd mean give him one good shot, not try to kill him. They're all walking CTE, yeah. Can you tell me what promotion Raja works for or where he trained at? The kid has no idea what the fuck a receipt is in wrestling. This irresponsible wrestler knew that. He gave him permission to do what he did out there, and if Raja is charged, he should be charged as an accessory. Well, something. He literally said tag his shit. I don't know what that means, but he literally egged on his attention knowing what he wanted to do, and then said, if you have a problem with it, I'll jump in. A receipt is purposely hitting someone as revenge in wrestling. It seems like Raja is just an idiot who literally took his chance to almost kill the man because he thought I could do it. Check my DMs. Okay, I'll check my DMs right now. I'll check them right now. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's obvious. I don't know. People are deliberately acting like it's the same thing. A receipt would be more like a slam him, maybe one hard punch or a kick to the gut. The purpose is to send a strong message. Does not mean 20 punches after the guy's unconscious. I've never seen a wrestler act where they got taken unaware from behind, slayed to the floor, then punched repeatedly, even if the opponent was clearly unconscious. He said tag him and he actually hit him. No, he didn't tell him to go as far as he did, but yes, he gave him the green light to do something stupid. You all have critical thinking abilities to know what happened. Okay, Lebowski. Whatever, Lebowski. Let's see. This is what someone just sent me. Yes. I got it right here. I got it right here. Did I miss you telling me to check my before? Okay. Yes, thank you. I like the shirt. It's a very nice shirt. And where's the money, Lebowski? That's what they need to ask him. I like the shirt. It's a very nice shirt. It's what did they call it? Fred Perry's. It matches my hat real nice, I think. Right? Look, they two go together. Oh, the video. I know. I've got the video right here. Rampage Jackson's son, Raja, has been banned on Kick after getting a phone call that the pro wrestler he knocked out still hasn't moved. Raja Plus. Let's see.
I just saw the video. Shit pissed me off, though, Andre.
I understand that, but now they can just fucking in the ring, fucking flatline, bro.
My
You
bad.
didn't have to do all that shit. I understand y'all had heat. You didn't have to fucking take it there.
I'll call you back later.
I just saw the video.
Mm-hmm. What is handled in this part of the brain? Planning, decision making, impulse control, moral reasoning. What isn't handled in this part of the brain? Rapping, basketball. Okay. I don't know what that means exactly. So stupid he thought an old man playfully taunting him in a character to get him ready for a show later is disrespecting him. Rampage should have spent time raising his kid. The person is a ticking time bomb. This is the pro wrestler Raja Jackson attempted to murder tonight during a wrestling match gone wrong. Official page of Sergeant Psycho Stu Knox, K pro wrestler. A true patriot that supports and defends the Colo. Urban Empire champion. Uh-oh. Oh. And Gaina Fauci says prayers for Psycho Stu making a full recovery. He's an Army veteran and a great family man. Rampage Jackson should be arrested and jailed for attempted murder. What a piece of S. The real hero is the only guy that actually jumped in. I saw one guy jump in actually too. Other people were just like, hey, stop. You know, a lot of racist comments. Yeah, a lot of racist comments. I don't condone any of those racist comments. I had to scroll away from them. I saw some of them. Just, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. Oh, here's this thing, him fleeing the scene afterwards, but I already saw that. Okay, now let's look at this from the New York Times about it. And then we'll get on to some next stuff. I realize that the goal already expired, but I started it a little early. So I will keep track for another half hour or so. And if we hit the goal, I'll extend the show by an hour. Because I got a bunch of stuff I want to cover anyway. That we got kind of stuck on this story. It's anyway. You know what they say. Live stream shows MMA fighter Raj Jackson assaulting pro wrestler. The footage showed Mr. Jackson, son of former UFC champion Quentin Jackson, punching the wrestler Stuart Smith at least 20 times. Yes. Well, I appreciate that, Mr. Blackroy. Do not condone any of the racist comments you make today. Raj lifting the wrestler over his head and slamming him onto the mat. Raj Jackson, son of Quentin Rampage Jackson, a former UFC lightweight champion, assaulted a professional wrestler during an independent event on Saturday in Los Angeles, according to the recording of the match. In the footage streamed live and later posted to YouTube, Mr. Jackson can be seen jumping into the ring at the Knock X Pro Entertainment and Academy event, lifting wrestler Stuart Smith, known as Psycho Stu, over his head, slamming him onto the mat, and punching him 20 times in the face. What do who say? They? Who's they? Yeah, see, it's telling me, I don't know, it's telling me I have a bad connection, but it's my computer. It's my pewter. So you guys might be seeing some issues. It's my pewter acting tarded. Several people then pulled Jackson off Smith, who was 44, after struggling in the ring corner. The live stream showed Mr. Jackson being escorted out of the building by 4 people. Yeah, idiots do. They come in all colors, definitely. All shapes and sizes also. On Sunday, a spokesperson for the Los Angeles Police Department said it was investigating but would not comment further. Jackson, a mixed martial artist fighter, could not be immediately reached for comment. On social media, his father said that Smith was awake and stable. He said before the show, Mr. Smith hit his son in the head, and his son was told he could get his payback in the ring. Quentin said that he thought the attack was part of the show in which his son would be allowed to run in and interfere with the match as a way of resolving the earlier confrontation. Mr. Jackson called the attack in the ring bad judgment and a work that went wrong. He said that a mixed martial artist fighter and not a professional wrestler, his son should not have been involved in the event on Saturday. I don't condone my son's actions at all. Mr. Jackson apologized on behalf of his son, who he said had suffered a concussion just days earlier, and said he hoped Mr. Smith makes a full recovery quickly. The Entertainment Academy organizer said an event 16 miles northwest of downtown Los Angeles was monitoring the health of Smith, but did not offer any further details. What was supposed to be a planned and agreed upon wrestling spot turned into a selfish, irresponsible act of violence against Mr. Smith. This egregious act is reprehensible and never should have occurred. The storylines and outcomes are predetermined in pro wrestling. What? The storylines and outcomes are predetermined? Yes. Of course I'm going to do a birthday stream. Why wouldn't I? The assault appears to have stemmed from an altercation between Jackson and Smith, who before the match on Saturday smashed a beer can on Jackson's head. It was a fake can. It was a fake smash. It was a double work. Another wrestler appeared to tell Jackson that he could pay Smith back with a receipt at the end of the match. Smith apologized to Jackson several times. I didn't know, Mr. Smith, adjusting to the lights and camera. I thought you were a worker. Jackson accepted the apology and said he understood. So yeah, so he thought he was another worker in the ring, like he was a wrestler, and that they were filming stuff like promotional things. So he did the thing. He said, so it's all scripted. It's all like things they do things to promote. So later, before entering the ring, he could be heard warning on a live stream that his performance would not be scripted. They told me to hit him and just leave, but he added, "I'm telling you, I'm not going to hit him. I'm going to hit him as many times as I can. Just watch." Wow. That's a very interesting. And then this CNN, of course, is ex-UFC champion Rampage Jackson very upset after his son appears to beat motionless wrestler in bout gone wrong. See how CNN words this a little differently? There's a bout gone wrong. They took a wrong turn. It was an accident. He didn't intend on making the U-turn. He didn't intend on jumping in the ring and beating the guy about the face, head and neck area. It just happened. So he apologized and said he's very upset, and that what his son allegedly committed. It was a video bears a watermark suggesting it was live streamed on the video platform Kick. Yeah, the prosecution does have everything they need in a chain of events. Yeah. CNN has not been able to independently verify the video, and Jackson's profile no longer exists on Kick. Yeah, they script the wrestling because they don't want their valuable assets to be hurt. Yeah, well, they didn't script it. People would be getting, broken bones and broken necks and all the time. Mm-hmm. He says he don't condone it. So he says our father is even concerned. We read all this stuff. And first and foremost, thoughts and prayers are with our brother, Mr. Stuart Smith, and he remains a priority, and we're monitoring his well-being. His egregious act is reprehensible and should have never occurred. Another video, unverified by CNN, appeared to show Smith earlier hitting Raj at the side of the head with a can outside the venue, which appeared to be separated. Raj's unexpected hit in the side of the head. Yeah, so it was bad judgment. See, CNN didn't say anything about how he talked to them and they apologized and said he thought he was a worker and that they were there to do work, there to put in work. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hey, 110 people here watching right now. Hit the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And there is a goal with, if we hit $50, we'll extend the show by an hour. That's how it works. Every 50 is an extra hour. Finally, on to the next story. Jeez. Oh, man. That's some really important news. Okay. Mm-hmm. Here we go. All right. Hey, Marlene, how you doing? Breaking news. Zelensky has stated that the fighting between Russia and Ukraine will continue until he decides it is. So just like in the movie, remember in Animal House when nothing is over until we decide it is. Yeah. Yeah, the closest thing you can think of is New Jack nearly killing a guy in the ring. Yeah, that was messed up. I don't know. I haven't heard from Joe. Did anyone see? Did he post anything about streaming or not? I mean, he usually streams Sunday night late. Mm-hmm. 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 I don't see nothing from Joe. I don't see nothing from Joe, so maybe he's not streaming tonight. Zelensky is like Raja. Yeah. No, Joe. I don't know. Yeah, Zelensky's a nobody when the war ends. He wants to continue. Well, he wants to get more money. He needs to get more money. So he needs to get more money. Zelensky stated that the fighting between Russia and Ukraine will continue until he decides it's ruling out any compromise with Russia and he's claiming credit for the U.S. meeting with the European leaders organized by President Trump. Yes, so everything was him. He did it. He got the meeting with the other people. It wasn't Trump. And all the stuff they said was just they were lying. Why is he dressed like he's
Ось така Україна ніколи більше в історії не буде примушена до сорому, який русські називають компроміс. Нам потрібен справедливий мир, яким буде наше майбутнє вирішувати тільки нам. І світ це знає, і світ це поважає. Поважає Україну, сприймає Україну рівною. Україна, яка може реально за добу зібрати і об'єднати довкола себе лідерів світу. Ось така.
Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Let him, he's on a roll. Leave him alone. Yeah. He's 100% gay, definitely. 100%. I looked on locals. There's nothing on locals, Mark. I looked. Nothing there. There's no post on locals. Hey, Colorado Mountain Girl, how you doing? Nice to see you. Let's see here. Anything else? Zelensky, it's time for Ukrainians to stop dying. No, not yet. I need more money. Look at Marco Rubio staring at him like, oh, this guy. Marco's thinking about, man, we need to he's thinking about the old, getting the old Castro necktie thing going on. If you know what I'm saying. This man loses power as soon as the war ends, so he'll do anything, including costing millions of innocent Ukrainian lives to stay in power. The biggest GoFundMe scam in history is right here, this guy. I need money. I wear a suit to see. He wears a nice suit to see Hans Bricks. And Zelensky on the Trump. Hey, a man called Plush saw an interview where Rampage said he knew his black sons were not going to college. He saved money for his Asian kids instead. That's rough. Whoa! Did he really say that? Did he really say that? That's messed up, man. That's messed up. Yeah. Zelensky will, and thank you very much for the $5. That puts us at $25. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And so another 25 and we'll extend the show by an hour. Hey, Gilly, how you doing? You're never late. You always arrive exactly when you're supposed to. Let's see. Let's see who did this. This might be AI. I don't know. Let's see.
Ask President Trump, Mr. President, why did you talk to Russian President Vladimir Putin before talking to me? And President Trump said he wanted to talk to the tallest one first and then the shortest. I was not happy about this. Then I told him that I want to create a European army. And then he asked me if it was an army of short little midgets like me. And I did not like that either. Ask President...
Oh, damn it. That's AI. That's terrible. Yeah. Trump keeps playing with them. He needs to walk away. Way past dudes. Zelensky has zero intention of ending this. Yeah. He speaks English when he wants to. Yeah. Trump should announce tomorrow morning that all aid and honey help to Ukraine will stop immediately. No help by NATO will be joined by the U.S. and may God have mercy on Ukraine. Yeah, that's what they should do. Definitely. Let's see here. So BBC says Zelensky vows to continue fighting as Ukraine marks Independence Day. They ain't gonna fight very much if we don't keep sending them stuff. President Vladimir Zelensky Oh wait, I'm blowing up the wrong thing here. There we go. Said Ukraine will continue to fight for its freedom while calls for peace are not heard. In defiance addressed the nation on its Independence Day, we need a just peace, a peace where our future will be decided only by us. And that Ukraine was not a victim, it's a fighter. Yeah, he has a very low favorability in his own country. He would not win re-election. That's why they suspended elections. They would have booted him out already. He would have got booted out. So I'm going to have to see. They might cut, just so everyone knows, we're coming up on 2 hours. We're at 1 hour, 56 minutes, and 38 seconds. So if you're watching on Instagram right now, it might get cut off at 2 hours. They sometimes do that. Sometimes Instagram cuts it off at 2. We're cutting it off at 4 hours, and now they're doing 2 hours. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Just double checked, pulled it right up in YouTube Shorts. Damn it. He saved damn bail money for his black sons. I forgot that part. Oh, man. Is that what he said? Did he really say that? Do you have it on YouTube? Man Called Plush? If I pull it up on YouTube, will they find that? Do we want to go back? Maybe I'll pull it up later. I don't want to go back to that story, but that's messed up. Yeah, if Ukraine keeps fighting, they will lose the whole country. Yeah, if they keep going at it, they might lose Odessa. Just saying. Mm-hmm. He continued, Ukraine has not yet won, but it certainly is not lost. Okay. Zelensky remarks came after Moscow said Ukraine had attacked Russian power and energy facilities overnight, blaming drone attacks for a fire at a nuclear power plant. Well, it doesn't sound like Ukraine wants peace if they're going to keep attacking stuff after they were trying to get a ceasefire, and then they're going to keep trying to be the last one to get a little tick in there, get the last little hicker upper thingy. So, Ukraine's government Center for Countering Disinformation said it had been reported that the shooting down of a drone allegedly caused the fire. Oh, so the disinformation center said, no, we didn't hit it with a drone. They shot down a drone and that caused the damage. Oh, okay. Ukraine government, the center blamed Russia for spreading manipulations and said Russia accusing Ukraine of allegedly carrying out targeted strikes on the power plant are typical methods of Russian propaganda. Well, what was the Ukrainian drone doing at the power plant if it wasn't attacking it? What was it doing there? See, it's an easy question to answer if you can, if you have an answer. United Nations, there were no injuries, and the fire was quickly extinguished. The plant press service said on the messaging app Telegram, I said the attack damaged the transformer, but radiation levels were within normal range. So it was a nuclear power plant? Whoa, that's actually a war crime. Ukraine attacking a nuclear power plant. That's a violation of numerous treaties. The U.S. would be well within its rights to stop funding anything and pull back all support if you're attacking nuclear power plants. Just saying. United Nations International Atomic Energy Agency said it's aware of the reports regarding the fire, could not independently confirm them. Its director said every nuclear facility must be protected at all times. IAEA has repeatedly called on both Russia and Ukraine to show maximum restraint around nuclear facilities in the war. Also on Sunday, Russia and Ukraine both confirmed a prisoner swap had taken place where 146 soldiers on each side were being exchanged. Russia's defense ministry also said that 8 people from Russia's Kursk region who was partly occupied by Ukraine for several months had been handed over and would return home. So they kidnapped people from Kursk, huh? Zelensky said the return by the Russians included soldiers, border guards, and civilians, most of whom have been in captivity since 2022. He also said journalist Dmytro Kiklev, who was kidnapped in the Kiev region at the start of the war, was coming home. Yeah, definitely break them up. Definitely. Ukraine, no greater money laundering scheme currently in the world. So we're coming up on 2 hours right now, so if we get kicked off of Instagram, I will, it'll take me a second to block it out. We'll see. Independence Day celebrations were held in Kiev, as the country marks its declaration of independence from the Soviet Union in 1991. Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney took part in the celebrations and stood beside Zelensky at St. Sophia's Cathedral as he addressed the crowd. I want to say something very simple and important. Canada will always stand shoulder to shoulder with Ukraine. Yeah, didn't they have the one guy who was the Nazi in their parliament and we were standing shoulder to shoulder with the Ukrainian Nazis? I think I remember that correct. Yeah. Yeah, Lisa says there's approximately 10 million current CDL holders in the U.S. We don't need these foreign ones. Yeah. Team at a power plant. If I ever met these globalist crooks, I'd tell them all they came right out of a comic book. Jeez. Yeah, it's like they're reading stories from the comic books, from like 80s or 90s comic books. He said drones, ammunition, and armored vehicles, part of the $2 billion Canadian dollar package, would be delivered to Ukraine as early as September. Did you see that, though? It's $2 billion in Canadian dollars. Is only €1 billion. So Canada is only worth half as much as the European Union. Wow. And they ain't worth shit. Ukrainian media reported the deliveries would make up more than half of the support package he announced in July. Also present was a U.S. envoy, Keith Kellogg, whom Ukrainian media reported was awarded the Order of Merit First Degree by Zelensky during the ceremony. After Zelensky thanked him and President Trump for the support, Kellogg could be heard telling Zelensky, "We're going to make this work." The Ukrainian president published a letter he received from Trump on X, which congratulated Ukraine on 34 years of independence and said, "Now is the moment to bring an end to the senseless killing." Zelensky thanked the U.S. for standing shoulder to shoulder with Ukraine. "We believe that by working together, we can put an end to this war and achieve real peace for Ukraine." Andrei Damak, Zelensky's chief of staff, wrote on Telegram early Sunday, "On this special day, Ukraine's Independence Day, it's especially important for us to feel the support of our friends, and Canada has always stood by us." Meanwhile, Zelensky shared a letter from King Charles sending the people of Ukraine his warmest and most sincere wishes. "I keep feeling the greatest and deepest admiration for the unbreakable spirit of the Ukrainian people," the king writes. "I remain hopeful and..." Hey, look at that. Brian Olenkamp said, "You know what? Brian Olenkamp says, I want to go for another hour." And so he says, "Here's the $25. Brian Olenkamp, I say thank you. And I say, we will go another hour for Brian Olenkamp. We're going to do this one for Johnny, man. We're going to do it for Johnny." In this case, Johnny is Brian Olenkamp, plus the other people who contributed. But thank you very much. Zelensky said the king's kind words are true inspiration for our people during a difficult time of war. Yes, that's right. Everyone thank Brian. He's a great man and a great supporter. The UK government also said Ukrainian flags would appear above Downing Street in a recognition of the anniversary. Not yet. No, Bellavision will be activated. Oh, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry. That's a $25 super chat. Bellavision gets activated. My bad. Thank you for pointing that out. Yep. Yeah. Thank you for pointing that out. Sorry. Let me fix the camera so you can see your head better, though. Let me get it. There you go. Better. Okay. Sleeping Beauty. Yeah, she likes to sleep. So we got the Ministry of Defense has confirmed the British military experts will continue to train Ukrainian soldiers until at least the end of 2026 with an extension to Operation Interflex, the code name given to the UK Armed Forces training program for Ukrainian recruits. Norway announced on Sunday that it would continue to contribute about 7 billion kroners. Oh, she knows how loved she is. Bella knows she's loved. Yes, she knows. No, it's a different camera. It's a different camera in a different spot. Let's see here. I can show you something. So see, I can do this and go like this. And then see. Wrong way. See, it's a different camera. It's over there. See that camera? That's the camera over there. Okay. Oh, that looks good. Okay. You're welcome. Thank you. Who's by us? What do you mean? Oh, yes, by you guys. Yes, Bella knows she's loved by all you guys. I tell her every day. Yeah. That's why she's getting her beauty sleep. So let me do this. Let me restart this goal. Actually, now that I think about it, so since Brian came in with that, so I'll restart a goal. We'll start another goal. We'll do this 10 super chats, and we'll set it for 1 hour, and we'll say third hour achieved. Another hour. There we go. There we go. All right. Another goal created. So there we go. So it says third hour achieved. $50 more unlocks another hour. So that's that. I got a whole heap of helping of stories to tell tonight, folks. So, Norway announced on Sunday it would contribute 7 billion kroners, which equals 693 million US dollars, so real dollars, of air defense systems to Ukraine. Together with Germany, we are now ensuring that Ukraine receives powerful air defense systems, says Norwegian Prime Minister Jonas Gahr Støre said in a statement. The two nations are funding 2 Patriot systems, including missiles, with Norway also announced to help procure air defense radar. On Sunday, Ukraine and Sweden announced they had agreed to joint defense production, with Sweden's defense minister saying it would boost Swedish rearmaments. Swedish are gonna donate a whole bunch of their meatballs, and they're gonna use them to shoot down planes. They throw the Swedish meatballs at them and take them down. And a bunch of IKEA furniture. Pjol Johnson wrote on X that Ukraine will share and provide technology for its factories in Sweden, and defense material co-produced in Sweden will be exported to Ukraine. Well, they want them to export some of them. Ukraine's Independence Square. Yeah, they want them to export some of the Ukrainian CAM models. On Saturday, Russia said its forces in eastern Ukraine had seized 2 villages in the Donetsk region. Russian forces have been advancing very slowly and at great cost in eastern Ukraine, and now control about 20% of Ukraine's territory. And surprisingly, it's the 20% where a lot of those rare earth metals are. Full-scale invasion of Ukraine was launched by Russia in February 2022. There's been intense diplomacy over the war this month, with President Trump meeting with the Russian counterpart, President Putin, in Alaska on August 15th. The summit was billed as a vital step towards peace in Ukraine. However, despite both leaders claiming the talks were a success, Trump has since shown growing frustration publicly about the lack of a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine. The U.S. president has said he's considered either hitting Russia with further economic sanctions or walking away from the peace talks. I'm going to make a decision as to what we do and what it's going to be. It's going to be a very important decision, and whether or not it's massive sanctions or massive tariffs or both, or we do nothing and say it's your fight. Zelensky has repeatedly called for an unconditional ceasefire, and his European allies have also insisted on a halt in the fighting. He has accused Russia of doing everything it can to prevent a meeting with Putin to try and end the war. They just met with Putin. What are you talking about? Russia's foreign minister, Sergei Lavrov, said Putin was ready to meet with Ukraine's leader when the agenda is ready for a summit, and the agenda is not ready at all, accusing Zelensky of saying no to everything. Well, yeah, because why would you meet if you're saying, are you going to agree to anything? No, we won't agree to nothing. And then they're going to, yeah. And then we got this story. It says, Russia's top diplomat says Zelensky can't sign Ukraine war peace deal because he's illegitimate. Well, that's a terrible thing to say. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov argues that Zelensky is illegitimate and can't sign a peace deal. Let's see. Is this MSNBC? Is this actually what do we got going on here? What is it, an ad? Got a freaking ad? Seriously, you're gonna add me out like this? Come on, you won't even let me skip the ad, huh? Really? I can't believe you're going to play this whole ad. You're not going to let me skip it. That's some bogus stuff. The surfers and all these people.
Zelensky is the legitimate leader of Ukraine. President Putin doesn't. You're saying you don't see President Zelensky as the legitimate leader of Ukraine. President Putin doesn't recognize him as the legitimate leader of Ukraine.
No, we recognize him as de facto head of the regime, and in this capacity, we are ready to meet with him. Okay. But when it comes to signing legal documents, no, you want to have the entire picture, just part of it, which you.
Who do you pay to skip the ads? Allegan News. Who do I pay to skip the ads?
Sign documents. We would need a very clear understanding by everybody that the person who is signing is legitimate. And according to the Ukrainian constitution, Mr. Zelensky is not at the moment.
That's right, because there hasn't been an election. Russian leader Vladimir Putin cannot sign a peace deal with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky because Moscow views him as illegitimate, Moscow's top diplomat said on Sunday. Oh, everyone has a grift, including news sites? Oh, I don't know, I guess. Well, I guess, yeah, that's how they make their money, I guess. But they should have a thing where you can skip after so long. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov made the declaration in an interview with NBC's Meet the Press, suggesting that Putin will not be able to make an agreement with him. Lavrov also threw up yet another roadblock to talks between Putin and Zelensky, saying Russia has an agenda in mind that must be agreed to before both sides can sit down. There is no meeting planned. The summit to end the war will only happen if it has a presidential agenda that pleases Putin, but the agenda is not ready at all. Mm-hmm. No, I don't want the content for free. I'm not a socialist. I mean, if they had a thing that said pay me, you know, yes, I know news sites wouldn't exist without ads. Okay, I'll stop complaining about the ads. I don't have ad blocker. Maybe I need ad blocker. Zelensky, the list of preconditions Lavrov added includes Ukraine agreeing to no NATO membership, the discussion of territorial issues, and Zelensky canceling legislation prohibiting the Russian language. The Kremlin remarks are the latest attempt for Moscow to stall a meeting. Well, they keep blaming it on them, you know. Meeting with Zelensky amid President Trump's fast-paced efforts to get a bilateral meeting together for the first time in 30 months of war. Wow. Stop complaining about their grift and start using the Brave browser. It has ad blocker at no cost. Really? I use Google Chrome. You're saying I should use Brave browser? I'll look into that. Maybe I'll start using the Brave browser. Okay. They make millions in corporate sponsorships. Use Brave. Okay, I'll start using Brave. Brave. Okay, I'll use Brave. Okay. But the problem with the we'll call magic with the archived. If you archive it, if you use the archive, it doesn't play. You won't be able to play any videos on there. It's just like a screen. It's like I think. Maybe I'm wrong. You use Brave as well, Spuds? Okay. Dang, chat went from full Raja on Jim over advertising impatience. I know, right? Or any ad blocker on. Okay, geez, man, come on. You guys are going to make... I mean, I shut my ads off. I don't have my ads playing during a live stream. You guys give me credit for that at least? Okay. You used Brave for about a year without ads, then YouTube caught up with you and started the ads just like on Google. Brave is based on Chrome and uses the same extensions. Okay. Why are you still using Google Chrome? They just want your data to make money. I don't know. I've been using Google Chrome for so long. I don't know. I should probably switch. I'm going to switch, all right? I'll switch. I promise on my new computer, when I get my new computer, which I don't know, I'm going to find out tomorrow when it's going to be here because I had to send the one back that was broke. It didn't work, which I got. It was a very expensive computer. And so I got another one coming, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully it'll work, and everything will be fine. And then maybe I can actually get rid of this old one, but probably not because it's got all my movies and stuff on it. I don't want to get rid of that. So, irrespective of when the meeting might take place, and must be well prepared. The issue on who's going to sign a deal is a very serious issue. That's what he's saying. They take a meeting. He's just saying who's going to sign it. They're going to have someone to sign it. Vance reveals what Putin has conceded in the Ukraine peace negotiations with Trump. You can also make cryptocurrency while you browse. Oh, okay. Some web pages don't play well with Brave, especially the government like Social Security. Well, I would just use it for streaming. We recognize him as the de facto head of the regime, and in this capacity, we are ready to meet with him. But when it comes to signing legal documents, we would need a very clear understanding by everybody that the person who is signing is legitimate. Russia has been calling for elections in Ukraine, as Zelensky has not been up for re-election since 2019. Given secure elections cannot take place when the ongoing war with Russia. Today, I found something called uBlock that skips the ads when they start. Still annoying, but not as bad. YouTube will probably catch up with that eventually, too. What do you mean, if you get? uBlock Origin? Okay. Putin has been president of Russia since 2000, having stepped back for one term from 2008 to 2012 to have his ally Dmitry Medvedev serve. The Post says as Russia ignores peace overtures and kills more Ukrainians, Trump must ratchet up sanctions. You make bat crypto while watching, viewing ads from Brave, but you can turn them off. You're still running Windows 7 on a PC you rarely use. I loved Windows 7. I loved Windows 7. I was my favorite operating system. Honestly, I thought everything was great, and everything I could find stuff and make it work. And I don't know. Like, I'm not really a basic attention token. Okay, but I don't know. But this new Windows 11 or whatever. I don't know. The new computer had Windows 11, and I was trying to figure it out, and that's basically what was making me having problems trying to find everything. Because when they do that and they change the operating system, they move where everything is. You got to look for stuff, trying to find like, okay, where's this setting? Vista did suck. Yeah, Vista sucked, but Windows 7 was great, man. And I was like, oh, Windows 10 didn't really change Windows 7 all too much. It did change some stuff, but I don't like the way Windows 11 now has the. You think XP was the best? Okay. All right. Well, I don't even know if I don't even know if I had a computer that had XP. I think I had Vista, and then from Vista went to 7. Windows ME? No, not really. No. Millennium Windows? No. Put the pressure on Putin. Lavrov's remarks are in direct opposition to what President J.D. Vance said in his interview with Meet the Press, in which he said Russians agreed in their conversation with Trump that Zelensky is the rightful leader of Ukraine. They recognize that they're not going to be able to install a puppet regime in Kiev, and it's importantly, they acknowledge that this is going to have some security guarantees for the territorial integrity of Ukraine. What's to say? Canada wants to go to war with Russia. Both liberals and conservatives. Can you imagine all the draft dodging Canucks running to the U.S. or may have some provinces like Alberta join the U.S. Windows ME was the worst. XP is the best, followed by Windows 2000. God, we started the OS wars. The OS wars have won. XP was a tank. Yeah. Download OpenShell, fix the horrible start menu. You can set it back to Windows 7 style. First thing I do on any new Windows install. I don't know anything about it. That sounds like I don't know anything about that. That sounds great to me. It says, what's this? 10 is a spying machine, but they all to some extent. I still have XP on my virtual PC. You use Windows 11, have a drop-down taskbar on Windows 7 start menu. How do you do that? I'm going to have someone explain it to me. I'll have to figure that out. DOS is the best OS ever. Oh, yeah. You can say go to, run, all that stuff. Windows 3.1. All mods. Okay. You went to Mac, never switched back. Well, I thought about getting a Mac, but I don't know. Then I'm worried about all my I have a smart home and all the stuff interconnected in my house is all run through PCs and whatever Raspberry Pis and stuff like that. So I don't know how Mac would work. Is that Kimberly Guilfoyle? Wow. Her dramatic transformation. Inappropriate Karen Levitt outfits we can't ignore anymore. Oh, that's terrible. Oh my God, the dodgeball actress is so stunning in real life. Wow. Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. And here we go. This is Trump sends a letter to Ukraine on the country's Independence Day. You still have a customer service appointment left on your old Windows 95 OS? Maybe. President Trump congratulated President Zelensky on the country's Independence Day, saying that letter that the American people believe in Ukraine's future and respect its people's sacrifices. Dear President, Mr. President, on behalf of the American people, I extend my congratulations and warm wishes to you and the courageous people of Ukraine as you celebrate 34 years of independence, Trump said in a letter shared by Zelensky in a post on social media X platform early Sunday morning. DOS, lol. Jim is hardware, not software. Windows for gaming, Mac for everything else, Linux is for home automation stuff. Each OS has their place. Oh, okay. They gave you 3 customer service calls on an operating system. Windows 11 sucks. It seems like it sucks to me. I don't know. Like, there's so much stuff you got to do. And I don't know. The people of Ukraine have an unbreakable spirit. But I can't believe I've already got a warning telling me that they're going to cancel my Windows 10. They're like going to stop supporting Windows 10 like in September or something. It's like, what the hell? You usually wait like years. As you mark your important Independence Day, honor sacrifices we believe in future independence of your nation. This the letter comes as Trump has sought to facilitate a negotiated end to the war between Russia and Ukraine. While the president emerged from the meetings with some momentum towards negotiating a peace deal, Russian officials have indicated progress has slowed, that the prospects of a meeting between Zelensky and Putin are not imminent. Trump reiterated his desire to end the war in his letter to Zelensky, and now is the moment to bring an end to the senseless killing. The United States supports a negotiated settlement that leads to durable, lasting peace. Joe says he didn't know there was that many geeks here. Well, we're on the internet, and the internet is loaded. And says Windows 11 with OpenShell is tolerable. The settings are still screwed up, fragments scattered all over the place, worse than 10 or 7. How they keep screwing up the settings and making it worse. Yeah, that's the one thing. Like, the settings should be so simple. You should be able to go to the settings like it used to be, where you just pull up all the stuff. It's right there. It says the hardware has to change to ensure security. Windows 11 takes advantage of that hardware change that cannot be integrated into 10. Okay. Them not continuing to support the product should be illegal. Just saying. Yeah, well, that's what it says. It says this computer I have, it says it can't upgrade to Windows 11 because it doesn't have some kind of what is it? Some kind of key or something? Some kind of 2.0. I can't remember what it was that said I didn't have. Yeah, the control panel is awesome. That's the thing. Yeah, Windows likes to treat you like a semi-special person in order to get into settings anymore. Sometimes it's the new control panel. Sometimes it's the old control panel. Yeah. TPM, that's it. TPM. I don't have some kind of TPM 2.0, so I can't upgrade this computer to Windows 11. But I heard there's a workaround for that, Joe. Like, someone was telling me there's a way to do it where you get the Trusted Platform Module 2.1 or 2.2 or something. I don't know. Yeah, but anyway, I don't have it. I don't know why. I don't know what the deal is with it. But anyway, that there's a workaround. Like, you get the Windows 11 and you just change the name of it, and you trick Windows into thinking it's Windows 10, and it'll update it. Like, take the name of the Windows 10 file and just change the update name or something. Now is the moment to bring an end to the senseless killing. The United States supports a negotiated settlement that leads to a durable, lasting peace that ends the bloodshed and safeguards Ukraine's sovereignty and dignity. The U.S. President, God bless Ukraine. Just work around but unsupported. So you're saying once you do the upgrade, it's not supported? You can't. You can buy a license key for Windows 11 for under $10. I don't know. What? No, you can't. But it won't let. I'm saying it won't let me install it on my computer because I don't have that TPM 2.1 or whatever it is, or TPM 2. When have I ever actually called Microsoft for support? I don't think I ever have. Why? Oh. Says you can use the hardware lags. It says you can use the media creation tool to download a Windows 11 ISO, then use Rufus to burn a copy of the Windows 11 that will bypass the TPM. Ukrainian leader thanked Trump for the heartfelt congratulations on Ukraine's Independence Day and expressed gratitude for the American support. We appreciate your kind words for the Ukrainian people, and we thank the United States for standing shoulder to shoulder with Ukraine and defending what is the most valuable: independence, freedom, and guaranteed peace. Zelensky wrote in his post responding to Trump's letter, "We believe that by working together, we can put an end to this war and achieve real peace for Ukraine." If your computer's too old, Windows 11 won't install. That's what I thought. And I'm pretty sure my computer is too old. Yes, you all need to send me all the tricks. The Geek Hour with Jim, yes. You are American asshole who make trick with brick. Anyone know that movie? When the guy goes, you are American asshole who make trick with brick. You have at least 24 virtual machines running with. See, I don't even have a virtual machine running. I guess I should do that, right? That's probably something I should do, is have a virtual machine running on my computer. If you're still using Windows 7 on a PC that started as Windows 7 or before, I can get you a Chromebook that's faster and more powerful today. Well, yeah, this computer I'm using right now started as a Windows 7 computer. What? Or upgrade to 11? What? I don't know. Yeah, this computer, when this computer was built, it was still Windows 7 Pro was what it had. And then it didn't upgrade. Oh. And Newsweek says that Zelensky thanks Donald Trump for the kind words. Jim is using a 486 computer. No, I have a 6950, an i7 6950X processor, and it's what is it? A Asus ROG ROG Rampage Rampage 5 or something like that, Rampage 6 or something board, and 128 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, I think, I think it's DDR4, maybe it's DDR. I don't know. It's old, whatever it is. It's older RAM, maybe DDR3. I don't know. And a 1080. No, I built this myself, though. SB Farmer, I built this myself. What? Zelensky thanks Donald Trump for his heartfelt congratulations on the country's Independence Day. Zelensky and Trump have a fraught relationship, but one that appears to have improved since the infamous White House meeting in February. Zelensky, flanked by senior European leaders, visited Washington on Monday after Trump returned from his summit with Putin. Putin. i7 is so yesterday. Yeah, I have my new computer has a what is it? It's AMD chip. It's a 9950 3D, 9950X 3D or something like that. It's something 9950 i9 or not an i9. It's an AMD chip. It's some kind of new. I don't know, whatever it is. A9. I don't know. The White House has been reluctant to strong-arm Moscow into negotiating an end to the war in Eastern Europe, but Trump has grown increasingly frustrated with the Kremlin, and the massive sanctions don't materialize. The Ukrainian leader said the country appreciated Trump's kind words. It's an AMD A9 9950 3D or something. I think it's like $650 or something, or $700 or something. I don't know. CPU. I don't know. I think it's the best one that AMD makes. I think. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I heard. Like the only thing was like everyone was telling me they go with the AMD chip, not the whatever it is, the i9 246 or whatever it is, or whatever the new like the it says the AMD 9425 is the most advanced model in the series. But what is the 9950 then? It's not the higher number is not more advanced because that's good. I screwed up then, I guess. I don't know. TPM is the hardware chip that allows you to encrypt your hard drive data, including boot sector. i7 is fine for what you do. Well, I don't know. That's right. That was Bloodsport. Correct. What TF? That was Bloodsport. Mm-hmm. That was Bloodsport. Frank Dukes, like put up your dukes. It says the 13th and 14th generation came overclocked and would run hot and fry themselves, so Intel could cheat on benchmarks. As they finally released BIOS updates that tamed it down, but mine was already damaged. Even if you water cool them, they'll still fry, still run hot. I don't know. In a letter published by Zelensky, Trump told the Ukrainian president he extended his congratulations and heartfelt and warmest wishes. Now the moment to bring this senseless killing to an end. Okay. So we saw that. So let's see. Now what's this other one here? Okay, we're going to go on to the next story. I like this story. You gave up on AMD in the early 2000s? Well, I felt like almost all of the graphics cards, don't they all use AMD chips? Like, is NVIDIA making their own chips now, or aren't they using the AMD chips? Or are they using some other chips? I thought they used to all use AMD chips, almost all the graphics cards. But I don't know. I feel like I owe a little bit of allegiance to AMD. I should anyway, considering anyway. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is now calling on the citizens of Chicago to rise up and fight against tyranny, directly urging violence if President Trump sends the National Guard to reduce crime in the city. Yes. Not processors, but GPUs, different animal. Okay. Yeah, AMD is pretty good these days. Yeah, he wants the gang members to attack. Man called Blush. That's what he wants. He wants the gang members to attack the. Says what says AMD won most of the consoles for CPU, GPU, but on gaming machines, NVIDIA is still considered top dog. But frankly, these days there isn't much of a difference. Yeah, Chicago mayor is asking for most violent city becoming even more violent if anyone tries to stop the violence. Yeah. You know what? I almost got Doc. I almost got a NVIDIA machine. They have NVIDIA, some kind of NVIDIA Studio machines or something that I saw, but it was like the price seemed like, and I don't know if it was really worth it. Like $7,500 for this machine. That seemed like didn't seem like it was that. That great. And another thing too is like all these new computers, they basically don't offer. There's no way to get like actual hard drives in them anymore. Like it's all just they all want you to use like either the NVMe or the M2 cards. Basically, the solid state basically that don't even look like a drive. It just looks like a stick. I don't know. I mean, that's basically all they're putting in the computers now from the factory. They don't really put hard drives in anymore. So I don't know. So I bought a couple of. There was a sale actually. Anybody looking? What's it called? Seagate has Barracuda 24 terabyte drives on sale for like 200 and M2 drives. Yeah, but they have the M2 drives. That's all they're really putting in new computers. But like the case, I looked at the case of the computer I'm getting has space for 3.5 drives and 4 2.5 drives. So I ordered a couple of just 28 or 24 terabyte Barracuda Seagates. They were like $225 each for 4 terabytes. I was like, yeah, that'll work. Intel processors like NVIDIA and Intel graphics cards. What is AMD like? Yeah, spinning disks are old tech, slow as F for work, but long-term storage. Well, yeah, for like putting like video, for like storing video on, like you don't need super speed for video, man. You really don't. So you put video because it can hold the space. Yeah, you need to get your own, if you want them for storage, and you do want them for reliable long-term storage. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I want like at least 50 terabytes or something like that, which I'm going to get in there in a new computer, 50 terabytes of disk storage. I might even put some more in there later if I feel like I need it. But like the computer I have now has 120 terabytes of storage in it. It's a super case. It was a Obsidian. Corsair Obsidian 9000D or 900D or something like that, or 1000D or whatever. It's a huge case, huge, super sized case, they call it. Mm-hmm. So let's hear what this Jerkomoff has to say.
And so, look, we're going to remain firm. We'll take legal action. But the people of this city are accustomed to rising up against tyranny. And if that's necessary, I believe that the people of Chicago will stand firm alongside of me as I work every single day to protect the people of this city. And so, look, we're.
Mm-hmm. So a gay black, a trans black, and a Marxist black walk into a bar. Uh-oh. Also happening in Chicago. This is also happening in Chicago. Muslim student at the University of Chicago. America is the cancer. America, secularism, democracy, and capitalism are all cancers. Islam is the answer. Why do we continue to allow this anti-American filth into our country? It's crazy.
America is the cancer. America, the American government, secularism, democracy, capitalism, these are cancers that have spread their illness all over the world. In America and in the Middle East. In America over here, people have the freedom to, again, like I said before, commit zina, do all this fahisha, but when you speak up, it's a problem. Non-Muslims are tired of this cancer. They're tired of the American government. They're tired of democracy. They want to see a new way of life. And as Muslims, we have to understand that we have that new way of life. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam was sent as a mercy for all of mankind. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. He was sent as a mercy. Why? Because the way of life he brought will bring that mercy. The way of life he brought will bring that tranquility to Muslims and non-Muslims. Non-Muslims won't have to worry about these issues they worry about now. They won't have to. Because
it depends on the motherboard. I saw some motherboards, Trumpinator, that were over $1,000. I saw they have this motherboard called the Godlike, MSI Godlike motherboard, which I was like, cool, that looks really cool. And that was like $1,200, $1,300. And I also like the Asus ROG Hero, I think it is. One looked nice, which I think that's what I got in my computer is the Hero. Something called a Hero. Don't need a hero to get the way you want. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then you got this from JB Prickster says Donald Trump's threat to bring the National Guard. You got the Dark Hero? Cool. Go to AMA Micro Center, AMD Ryzen 9950 CPU processor with Asus ROG Strix X87E. Yeah, well, that's cool. Yeah, that would be. I think that's. I don't know if that's the ROG Strix or if I have the Hero one. Which one's more expensive? I don't know. There's also a gaming 87EF or something like that. One that's nice too. Dark equals extra spicy. Yes, I'm feeling better, KJab. That's cool. I'm feeling much better. People of Chicago have rising up against law and order for years. So rising up against tyranny is just same old. Yeah. Well, see, yeah, but AMD makes their own, but I never really was a fan of the Radeons. Like, I don't know, and they seem like real cheap, like price wise, super cheap, like the top of the line AMD graphics card, AMD Radeon 99 something or other or whatever. But I don't know if they're any good, so I just went with the I just went with the old 5090. Let's see how it works. 5090. Can't get any better than that, right? I don't know. They say. Mm-hmm. Yes, Donald Trump's threat to bring the National Guard to Chicago isn't about safety. It's a test of the limits of his power and a trial run for the police state. Mm-hmm. That combo's $1,000. Ooh. You like NVIDIA with the CUDA core for the CUDA cores? Chicago PD is probably the most corrupt PD in the U.S. Well, I don't know about the most corrupt, but it's up there, man. It used to be a lot more corrupt, I'll tell you that much. Illinois has long worked with federal law enforcement to tackle crime. We won't let a dictator impose his will. I don't think these guys know Trump's crackdown will make crime worse. Mm-hmm. And, but here, we're going to look at this. Look at this. This is the chart. The chart. Okay? This is this website called Hey Jackass. Okay? And it says, to date, August to date, shot and killed 24, shot and wounded 156, total shot 180, total homicides 26. And for the week, there was 8 shot. And the year to date, shot and killed 229. Total homicides 275. So that means there's a bunch of people killed that weren't shot. 30-day stupidity trend. Look at that. It's a great site. Most raggedy weekend. A person is shot every 4 hours and 24 minutes in Chicago. This is a great site. Yeah. Howdy, folks. Hey, how's it going? Mm-hmm. That shows where they were shot and everything. A shot placement. Mm-hmm. Homicide trend for the years. You look like 2021 was super high, and then 2016 was high. It came down, and then it shot back up. Like 2020, boom, 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 up high. This should go back. They should track it back to further, though. Mm-hmm. Homicide map. I used to hang out in all this place. I used to hang out in Garfield Park, Englewood, North Lawndale, Humboldt Park, Gresham, Chatham, Grand Crossing, Little Village, great Mexican food in Little Village. Mm-hmm. Look at the 78.3% of victims are black in Chicago, and 16.9% are Hispanic, and 4.8% white or other. That's crazy, isn't it? 82% of crime or murders are gunshot, and 17% is other. Special bulletin from Chicago Police Department. Our colleague Spot News G needs our support. Help Spot News. Okay. Wounded, killed. Two cops killed in shot and killed. Shot in. And what does it say? Police involved shooting 2025. 7 wounded, 6 killed. Previous year's totals. And like the number of people, the cops are shooting a lot less people in Chicago. Like you need to look. They need a Hey Jackass site for every city. Yeah, they do. If you go and look, if you just Google like the number of officer involved shootings in the 1970s in big cities like Chicago and New York City, you will be flabbergasted. The number of they were just shooting people left and right. Like, let me do this real quick. Can't find it. Okay, let's. Oh crap. All right, sorry, I wanted to pull this up. This is 1972 in the city of Chicago, okay? Look at this. In 1972, there were 705 murders in the city of Chicago. In 1972. So it was like way more murders in the 70s. And you know, and it was, look at this. So aggravated assaults, and look at this, auto thefts, 32,000, robberies, burglaries, okay, 711 murders, and look at this though, the clearances in 1972, they were clearing 87.9%. Like they were clearing 87% of the murders. It's like 30% now. Now I don't know. I mean, I think possibly a lot of those clearances were people getting framed or people getting tortured to commit. You know, there was a guy named Burge who would set people up to get zapped up. But let's see. I'm trying to find it right in here. Let's say officer involved. Let me see. Let me go to the index and see if I can find this. I want to find the police shootings. And that's my pause, murder by offense, citations, arrest, missing persons. Where's it say in here? Where's the police shootings? Huh. Where does it say the number of cops shot people in here? Robberies, theft, aggravated assaults, auto theft, all arrests and citations, arrests by persons by sex and age, arrests of persons by percentage. So look at this. So like the vast majority is under 18, 18 to 20, 20, 21. Narcotics. Anyway, I can't believe I can't find it here. But anyway, so yeah, you can see the crime was a lot more serious in those back in the 70s than it is now. Sorry about that, everybody. This is Jimmy. You could just get a stuffed pillow that looks like Bella and save on food and vet bills. Yeah, but I love Bella. She's my baby. So Illinois has long worked to tackle crime. Then you absolutely suck at it. It's time for your grown-ups to take over. Mass shootings by one city, just one metric of how you fail. Hey guys, we need a separate prison for all the mayors and governors convicted of corruption. That's what it says. It says gun violence archives mass shooting database, total by location, victims injured, some victims killed. Chicago, Illinois. Wow, man, that's a lot. That's a lot. Isn't the common denominator that they're all cities run by liberals who want to control your every move and keep you in fear? It does seem to be a trend. I argue a lot of cities run by politicians that place a lot of importance on regulating law-abiding citizens while protecting criminals. Yeah, so you see here, you got this chart, and pull this chart up and look. He says, it's Shreveport, Louisiana is the first Republican in 28 years, and then Pottsville, PA has a Republican, and that says that Columbus, Georgia has a nonpartisan, but it's probably a Democrat. And this other St. Louis, Missouri, it's saying nonpartisan, but I don't buy that's a Democrat. Just because it's nonpartisan, because they basically, whenever they say nonpartisan, that's because the mayors, they don't declare if they have like a thing in there where it's like you don't declare if you're a Republican or a Democrat, but they do. That's how they do. Yes. Gun laws make crime worse. Yes, they do. You can actually look. If you actually look at all the times they passed gun laws, there was a spike in crime rates, murders and stuff right after they passed the gun laws. It's almost like the people that commit crimes find out that the people don't have the money, the means to defend themselves, and so then they go and commit more crimes. Hey, look at this. This is the first super chat into the second goal, and it's from Doc number 3027. Says, no wonder liberal friends and I don't think their family getting assaulted is a big deal. It's been a disaster forever. That's right. Says Belle's little legs are getting some exercise while she's sleeping. Why is her legs moving? Well, sometimes when she's dreaming, she'll do stuff like and make noises and stuff, but we'll see. So thank you, Doc. Thank you, Doc. We only got 12 minutes left. So I don't know. I don't know if we'll go another hour. We'll have to see. Yeah, there's definitely a trend who's running these cities. And then, but Real Care Politics says, carjacking would be gone with concealed carry law. Well, that's pretty much what happened with in Indiana. Gary, Indiana was like brutally bad for carjackings right up until they passed concealed carry laws in Indiana, and people got to start carrying, and then the carjackings like dropped precipitously. Mayor Johnson, Chicago's ready to rise up against tyranny if Trump deploys the National Guard. I don't think they know what tyranny is.
The president does not have the Constitution. The president does not have the constitutional or legal authority to federalize the National Guard here in Illinois.
Yeah, it does.
Be, again, a clear, flagrant violation of the Constitution and federal laws. What we've said here repeatedly, and this is the conversation that the governor and I have on a regular basis, if the president was actually sincere about reducing violence in Chicago or anywhere else in this country, he would not have taken $800 million away from violence prevention dollars. We've seen in his
violence. Okay, so it's a bullshit. They're saying violence prevention dollars. What they're talking about is these gangbangers that say we're going to stop the violence. Give us money. We'll have parties and stuff.
Justice Brandeis, who said, "Listen, you can either have wealth concentrated into the hands of the few, or you can have a democracy, but you cannot have both." And this president has attacked everything that's sensible about our society. He's taken food away from families. He's taken medicine away from families. He's defunded our education system. That's the opposite, the antithesis to what we're doing here in Chicago, investing in affordable homes, investing in small businesses, making sure that the most vulnerable people have access to high quality education as well as health care.
This guy spends $30,000 a month or something like that on his haircuts. Look at his haircuts, how it comes to a point like that. His name is Point Dexter.
Including mental and behavioral health care. So the governor and I have been very clear that not only is he in violation of the Constitution, we have to remain committed to ensuring that we're investing in working families. Look, the National Guard is not going to put food on the table. The National Guard is not going to, reduce unemployment. The National Guard is not going to give people access to health care. This president, of course, has demonstrated that he is inimical to the interests of working people. But here in Chicago, a pro-worker city, a city that said, yes, we can, a city that said, keep hope alive, right? This is the city where resistance came alive. Dr. King said, if we can do it right in Chicago, we can do it anywhere in the world.
Was he talking about the riots that happened after Dr. King was killed in Chicago? Because those riots were pretty bad.
If the president was sincere about those type of investments, he would not be prancing around the country using unconstitutional means to ultimately extend his authoritarianism rule.
Mr. Mayor, in the time that we have left, I just want to get your reaction to another thing in the Washington Post story, and I'm reading directly here.
I want to see this guy go down like the super mayor.
Active duty troops in Chicago also has been discussed, but is considered less likely at this time. We saw him do that with active duty Marines on the streets of Los Angeles. What would the reaction be in Chicago if the president of the United States does indeed put active duty military on the streets of Chicago?
Well, again, the city of Chicago does not need a military occupied state. That's not who we are. And I commend the work of Mayor Bass, my colleague, and all the folks in Los Angeles who stood up and fought, against this authoritarianism.
Fought.
Here's the bottom line.
That's insurrectionist talk, remember? If you say fight, fought.
These are federal troops. They do not go through the training that our police officers go through, so they cannot even enact police authority.
But Mayor Johnson, they don't have it now.
The president has, that's a good point, but the president has spent hundreds of millions of dollars to arrest 9 people in D.C. Clearly he's demonstrated that he doesn't have a level of consciousness to understand what it takes to run cities, not to mention an entire country. And so, look, we're going to remain firm. We'll take legal action. But the people of this city are accustomed to rising up against tyranny. And if that's necessary, I believe that the people of Chicago will stand firm alongside of me as I
shut the fuck up, fat man.
Work every single day to protect the people of this city.
But Mayor Johnson, really quickly, I was trying to interject there quickly, but they don't have that power now, right? Like what we have seen.
Whoa, transvestite, back up.
And the administration are willing to stretch the bounds of everything. And so currently they don't have, policing power, but that may not be true for the foreseeable future. Anything could happen on the streets of Chicago if the president actually indeed puts, as he put it, regular military there.
Well, that's why we're all in lockstep here in the state of Illinois.
They're all in lockstep.
I continue to work with the governor, the Cook County Board President. These are strong partners and elected officials, as well as our faith community, our business leaders. Look, the city of Chicago, one of the most diverse economies in the world, right? Again,
diverse economies in the world.
Been, founded and established on the values of working people. We're not going to surrender our humanity to this tyrant. I can tell you this. The city of Chicago has a long history of standing up against tyranny, resisting those who wish to undermine the interests of working people. We're not going to back down. We're not going to cower. We're not going to bend. We're not going to break. We are Chicago. We are the soul of America, and we will maintain that posture from now until.
Oh, that's crazy, huh? That's just nuts that he would say stuff like that. That's just nuts. Yeah, Brandon Johnson told MSNBC that the people will rise up against tyranny. That sounds like an insurrection talk. Oh, this is the Minority Report. Yes, we're on Minority Report Monday. It's Monday now. Minority Report Monday. Chicago doesn't need a military-occupied state. Well, it kind of does. President does not have the constitution or legal authority to federalize the National Guard here in Illinois. Yes, he does. Called the Insurrection Act. And he has the authority to do it. It'll be, again, a clear violation of the Constitution. So we're not going to read what he just said. Mumbo jumbo, hibbity jibbity squirrel words. Keep hope alive. Yeah. See, Brandon Johnson might have some problems, though, because there's been some, that was it. So that's just all the stuff to talk about. So, yeah, Mayor Daley, Old Man Daley, Richard J. Daley, I believe, but not Richard A. Daley. I believe it was Richard J., not Richard A. Or is it Richard A.? Anyway, he famously said, what trees do they plant? What do they do? He said, shoot first. Yeah, we will win, Dan. We will win. The Alliance will always win. Mm-hmm. And this says Chicago mayor calls Trump's plan the most flagrant violation of our Constitution. Brandon Johnson claimed homicide dropped 30% as Trump labeled him grossly incompetent. Yeah, it's amazing to me, Joe, that native-born Americans don't know how the country works, which part of commander-in-chief do they not understand? They don't, and that the military takes an oath to fight all enemies, foreign and domestic. Why would they say foreign and domestic if they can't operate domestically? Because they can operate domestically. Holy crap. Oh, is this guy gonna, what's this? Is it a different,
You've done so much, Pops. Any words of wisdom for the family?
There is no limit to unlimited wings.
Huh.
Mind.
Oh, I love wings.
It's just knocking around in my brain.
Potentially next for more expanded deportation efforts, potentially military deployments. But I'm wondering, in light of that, have you seen anything to confirm that, or what would be the process for you all learning if that were to come to pass?
Thank you for the question. It's not like the federal government has given us any heads up, right? There's no communication from the federal government with our local police department. It's quite problematic. This is why we're relaunching our Know Your Rights campaign. There's a great deal of resistance in this city around a host of things from the Trump administration. The fact that, again, that he's removing Black history, right? That he's, attacking the LGBTQ plus community. As much as we possibly can, whether it's in the courts, whether it's in the streets, or with policy, we're going to continue to defend and stand up for.
Oh my God, he's going to fight in the streets, he says.
Just to follow up, would you know is there a procedure or anything that the federal government needs to notify you before something like that were to happen, a National Guard deployment or Marines or something like that?
I think it's important that the president respects the Constitution. And if you're asking me if this president is going to work with city leaders, it's clear that he's not interested in doing that. He's not even interested in working with Congress, which this is where these issues should be taken up. They have not moved on anything substantive at the federal level. There's no effort for comprehensive immigration reform that could help repair a broken system. There's no
comprehensive immigration reform is what they keep asking for, which what they mean is they want everyone legalized. They want to give them all citizenship and pathway to citizenship. These are all the Democrat voters. That's what they want. Give them citizenship so they vote for Democrats. That's how the Democrats, the only way they can stay in power is by illegal votes, the illegal aliens' votes. They want to legalize them so that they can't get caught cheating like the ones that have been getting caught stuff in the ballot box all over the place. Yes, we know. There's an old saying in Chicago. Mm-hmm. Vote early, vote often. Yeah, that's Chicago way.
No commitment to help transform our economy. There's no commitment to invest in our public education system. The only thing that we've received from this president is his ongoing attack against equity, diversity, his ongoing attack against working people, establishing policy that ultimately protects the interests of the wealthy in this country is the priority that he has carried out. Anything other than that, he's been a miserable disappointment and failure.
Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning.
The senior Trump official in Rolling Stone said Chicago is next if they go too far. How are you interpreting that? And what would be your administration's plan of action if Trump makes good on his threat to send the military here?
I'm not going to speculate what someone means. I don't think that would be responsible. I can only control the things that I have jurisdiction and purview over. Standing up for civil rights in the city of Chicago is a long tradition in history. Just a few feet away from this room, Dr. Keenan Al-Rabi looked right into the eyes of Richard J. Daley and challenged him to do more around housing. Right? Protest is something that has allowed for this room to exist. Black, brown, white, Asian, women. So, we have to go as far as necessary to protect our Constitution and our democracy.
A black, brown, white, Asian
so
woman?
Whatever is necessary, that we should all be committed to doing just that. Anything short of protecting our
sounds
democracy
confused.
would really be a poor display of our appreciation of our ancestors. As far as what this administration has been allowed to get away with, we have put forth lawsuits of which we've seen some success there. We'll continue to move policy that protects the interests of working people, and we'll make sure that the people of the city know their rights. It's clear that the Trump administration expects people to behave ignorantly, That's not who we are. And so whether it's making sure that our residents know what their constitutional rights are, or moving policy, or moving at the legal level in the courts, we'll do whatever is necessary to ensure that the sensibility of our democracy is still intact.
And last week, your law department said that the city did hand over some documents to ICE as part of its subpoena on Streets and Sand, seeking employment eligibility records. Did these records contain any personal information?
Mary Richardson Laurie, Corporation Counsel. We received 2 requests on that through administrative warrants. What we said was, with respect to City Key, that we just declined to provide documentation. There was another administrative warrant category for Streets and Sand, where under federal law we had an obligation to at least provide a listing, and that information was provided without the kind of detail that you just referenced. Let me also take a moment to clarify for the last 2 questions in terms of the legal response. You should be aware that on Sunday we filed and joined the state of California, the city of Los Angeles, the city of San Francisco to express our protestations to the use of federal use of National Guard. That is a right that's reserved in the governors. It is also prohibited, as the judge ruled, under the 10th Amendment. So we filed to join those state actions and city actions, as have others, to ensure that Chicago is on the docket, if you will, on the legal framing around it being in violation of the 10th Amendment. We don't get a notice in advance of when any action is taken, but we are able to notice through the court system where we stand, what this mayor's values are, and why we think it is a violation of the Constitution to deploy troops or National Guard absent authority under the Constitution.
Potentially next for more expanded deportation efforts.
Mexican senator warns cartels have invested her nation. Oh, yes, they have. Yes, they have. Brandon Johnson called President Trump's plan a flagrant violation of the Constitution. Oh. What part of the Constitution says the president doesn't have command of the military and can't declare? Let's see this.
The president of Mexico is furious. She's calling Mexican Senator Lily Tellez a traitor for coming on Fox Noticias with me a few days ago and saying this. Listen.
The help from the United States to fight the cartels in Mexico is absolutely welcome, and that is how the majority of Mexicans feel. The only ones who don't like that President Trump is sending help and trying to support Mexicans against the cartels are the narco politicians. That includes President Sheinbaum.
Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum responding, saying, quote, "It's not a minor issue that a senator gave an interview to a foreign media outlet calling for intervention." Here to discuss is that Mexican Senator Lily Tellez. Senator Tellez, welcome to Fox Noticias. I'm just going to get right to it. Is Mexico a narco state?
Yes, it is. And we all
Yes,
Mexicans know about it.
Yes.
And Mexicans are afraid of the alliance between the Mexican government and the cartels.
Good night, Marjorie. How you doing?
Have infested our nation.
Can you explain this alliance between the president, her party, the Morena party, and the cartels?
Yes, the party has financed, has given, the cartels have given.
Cartels literally kill people to
much
install the current
money
Mexican president.
to these politicians, narco politicians of Morena, to get into office, to get the power. So they protect. The Mexican government protects the cartels. That is why President Sheinbaum doesn't want the strong American leadership to help Mexico defeat the cartels. And also Sheinbaum doesn't want the rest of the world to know what is happening here in Mexico. We are on the steps to be the next Venezuela. She is aligned with Venezuela's dictator, with Cuba, and we are losing our country. They have destroyed our Republican institutions, the democratic state, and we must, I think we all Mexicans want and welcome the support of the United States to assist Mexican people against the cartels that have us all in this crisis with the traffic in fentanyl and migrants.
So her response to this, and I know this because her spokesperson came on our show in response to your interview, and they say, well, we just turned over 26 cartel members. We're working, we're sharing intelligence. What are they not doing? And why is she so resistant? She sort of speaks out of two sides of her mouth. We're working with you, Trump, and then she's chastising you for saying we need more help from the United States to crush the cartels.
Because she really doesn't want the help of the United States. She is lying to Mexican people, telling Mexican people that the United States will get in control of the whole country.
Right.
I never listened such nonsense from President Trump.
This Mexican senator is my Mexican correspondent. She's a Lily Tells You.
Mexican people against the cartels. Mexican people are suffering.
Yes.
So what they do is very, very little. We have huge narco politicians here in the Senate, in the presidents, governors. Mexico is a very dangerous place.
Well, that brings me to my next question, because you are speaking very bluntly, very clearly about Mexico being a narco state and the alliance and the connections to the president of Mexico. Are you afraid for your life?
Yes, I am afraid. And the president has threatened me to proceed against me with criminal prosecution, to get me out of the Senate and get me in jail, just because I told you in this space and Fox News what is the reality of our country with the cartels. The cartels are dominating everything here in Mexico. They are in all the offices of the government, in the states, in the cities, and in the national government. So, of course, I am afraid, but I want people to know I will not step back. And I pray under God's guidance that we, the United States and Mexico, must work together to defeat the cartels and to get freedom for our country, for Mexico. To stop
Yes,
it, to,
freedom for Viva la Mexico, freedom for la Mexico.
The next Venezuela.
Senator Lily.
Yes, Senator Warren's. What? No, come on, get out of here, Senator warns her country's been infested by cartels and warns them to get out. Yes. Then we're going to jump back to this and show this, because this is Trump's crackdown will make crime even worse. Yes. See, so that's what they're saying. If you prosecute criminals, if you start arresting all the people committing crime and you crack down on crime, it's just going to make it worse. Because the more crime you arrest and report, it makes the crime stats go up. If you ignore the crime and you don't arrest people and you don't report the crime, then crime goes down, right? Because you just close your eyes, you don't see it. See no evil, hear no evil. But and I just want to tell everybody that I'm going to go a little bit longer. I extended the goal by 30 minutes. And if we get the additional $45 in the next 30 minutes, I will add an hour onto the show from that point. So you're almost going to get, because we've already been going 3 hours and 15 minutes. So 30 minutes from now, that's 3 hours and 45 minutes. So you'll get like a free fourth hour and then a fifth hour, if you do the $45. So we'll see if that works. So we got 105 people watching right now. So please hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already, and consider if you want to see more stuff. We'll talk about more stuff. In just a few months, President Trump has managed to put at-risk years of hard work underway in cities across America to bring crime down. Yes. Yes, yeah. He's going to put at risk their efforts to bring crime down by arresting people. Yes. Restore trust in police and expand proven approaches to public safety. High on a list of targets is my hometown of Chicago. It's my hometown of Chicago. Sweet home Chicago, which is currently on track for the lowest number of homicides in any year since 1965. I beg to differ. I can't see that happening. One factor contributing to the positive trends in Chicago is the growth of community violence intervention programs. Yeah. Here's how it works. With our research partners at Northwestern, we identify high-risk individuals by looking at arrest data and their history, and we conduct a network analysis of their friends and associates, and we give them all money. You'd swing by and give me cash if I still live in Chicago. Well, if I still live in Chicago, I probably wouldn't be on the internet doing things. I'd be doing other stuff. Next, we hire trusted and respected community members, many with criminal backgrounds. They pay criminals not to commit crimes. That's what they do. And they recruit these individuals in our program. They offer them stipends, life coaches, trauma treatments, education, pay them not to commit crimes. You're basically being extorted. Here, we'll pay you not to. That's what they're doing. That's what they were doing. They were spending billions of dollars on paying criminals not to commit crime. Yes. Crook County, Illinois. Yes. I miss the food in Chicago, though. I hate to tell you, man. It's good food, man. Good food. Good Chinese food in Chicago. Good Mexican food. Good Italian food. Oh, yeah. Good Polish food. Good Lithuanian food. Oh, man. Oh, nah. I'm sorry, JT Thomas. I'm a Sox man. I'm a Southside Sox fan. That's right. Old Comiskey. The pizza, yes, the pizza is very good. The tavern style cracker crust and thin regular crust. Oh, look at this! What they say. This is we helped a lot let them live safely and make better choices. Since 2016, we have served over 2,000 people. Our CVI organization in Chicago have served thousands more. And Mr. Trump, a felon who talks tough on crime, even as he abuses his pardon power and oversees what seems to be the most corrupt administration in American history. Wow. But a growing body of research, including data from Northwestern and University of Chicago Crime Lab, supports that addressing gun violence is largely a public health issue. Oh, you know what? I'm going to tell you the truth about the Cubs. The reason I've never really liked the Cubs is because I used to watch my grandfather every year sit there and watch the Cubs and get heartbroken every year. And hey, Harry Carey here. And, I'm gonna 1, 2, 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the park. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't know if I'm gonna come back. Yeah. I do love the Billy Goat hamburgers, though. Billy Goats are good. They got a nice Kaiser roll. The bun is awesome. And get a double burger from the Billy Goat. Good. Cheeseburger. Good stuff, man. Yeah, Hamtramck lost the Polish crown a while back. Yeah, you can remember back in the 60s and 70s in Pennsylvania, they would recruit men hanging around on street corners to work as counselors in a juvenile detention center. That worked out well. Yeah. Yeah, man, I tell you what, the really good is they used to have, like, Chicago used to have all these, like, little pockets of ethnic people, these little, like, they had, like, little Lithuanian town where they had Lugan food, where you could get, like, kuglas and this other stuff. I can't remember what it was, like, bacon buns. It's like these big buns stuffed with bacon and stuff. Oh, man, they were good. Yeah, they still have some great Polish restaurants. Yeah. Well, I mean, they do have Maxwell Street Polishes, which is not the same thing as good Polish, but they are good, though. The pork chop sandwiches, they have pork chop sandwiches. You just got to watch out for the bone. So, good stuff. Yes, man. And then if you ever, late at night, if you ever, the one place you could go to get some shrimp was, oh, man, it was a shrimp. What the hell's the name of it now? Can't think of it. It was just right on Canal. Anyway, and it would have to be like Punchkis. Yeah, Punchkis are good. Lawrence's Fisheries on Canal Street, man. And it was like always like packed with people and very expensive and stuff. And it was like the one place you could go and there would never be any problems because everybody knew that it was a place to go. Today, our organization gets referrals from police and prosecutors. They all recognize CVI is proactive, while traditional law enforcement is largely reactive. Oh, yes. My job is the last homicide. Your job is stalking the next homicide. Yeah. Greek festival is really good. Yeah, like a lot of people, like the whole gyros, the modern gyros from Kronos or Grecian Delight. That's all from Chicago. That's where it comes from. And including more than 1,000 who work in the state-funded Peacekeepers program, who help to prevent thousands of shootings each year by mediating active disputes among street gang members and negotiating truces among the factions. They pay people off is what they do to keep from killing people. This is ridiculous. Because we have a strong professional understanding with the police force, it gives us outreach. Yeah, the police hate these people. Most of them are all gang members anyway, and it's just a scam. They try to keep people out of jail and cover up crime more than anything else. Chicago has built one of the most extensive sectors in the country. We're focusing on taking it scale. And Chicago's on par with the safest cities in America. What? Chicago? Get out of here. Chicago? Chirac? No, it's not. In 2022, we're thrilled to have the federal government as a partner. Yeah. The organization secured one of the grants and was planning to use the money to help smaller groups. But then the Trump administration canceled almost half of the grants in April before we ever saw a dime. Well, you should have got the money before. And last month, Trump canceled more than 20 federally enforced consent decrees meant to curb police abuses and rebuild trust with communities. Now the president's needlessly deploying National Guard. Whatever. Not surprising the president wants to use the National Guard only in blue states, even though red states have a higher murder rates. No, he wants to use them in blue cities. Blue cities. He knows Republican governors don't want troops on their streets. They're sending theirs to Washington. Maybe because Republican governors are actually doing stuff to get rid of the crime. And, we're not holding our breath. Instead, we're going to keep our innovative work in reducing gun violence by giving young people at risk a chance to heal from the trauma. There's no such thing as gun violence. It's just violence, you fucking idiots. Guns don't hurt people. People kill people. People kill people, so why does it seem you are so stupid and you are ruining? Yep. Then we got Fox 32. This is an older story, and I just want to pull this up because this is the difference here. When Biden was president, you have Chicago Mayor Lightfoot calls on the feds to send more resources to help combat violent crime. So when it's a Democrat president, they're perfectly fine with the feds helping them. But because it's not, because it's all political. It's all political. Stop letting people charged with violent crimes out, she says.
I was pregnant with my...
Chicago Mayor Lightfoot is requesting the U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland send more federal resources to Chicago to help combat the surging crime and gun violence. Lightfoot made the announcement during a public safety conference. Lightfoot made 3 specific requests. Send more ATF agents in order to increase the number of gun investigations and gun seizures. That doesn't make any sense. Why would the ATF be coming to seize guns?
Pending trial because they are demonstrated, quote unquote, should be locked up, pending trial because they are demonstrated, quote unquote, real and present threat to the physical safety of people.
Today, Mayor Lori Lightfoot demanded Cook County judges cease the pretrial release of defendants charged.
You guys passed the fucking laws to let them out without bond, you dummies.
Says that people on electronic monitoring are still committing more crimes. Our political editor, Mike Flannery, has more.
Delivering what her staff called a major address on violence, Mayor Lightfoot once again blasted Cook County judges for releasing on electronic monitoring about 2,300 defendants accused of crimes such as carjacking and murder.
In 2021 alone, for example, well over 50 people have been arrested for shooting or murder, all while on electronic monitoring.
Actually, 60 such defendants have now been rearrested for new violent crimes, and considering how few arrests have actually been made in connection to Chicago's 4,400 shootings this year, the odds are high that others have gunned down victims and simply gotten away with it.
Right now, today, there are simply too many violent people walking our streets and wreaking havoc in our neighborhoods.
The mayor appears to be preparing for a re-election campaign sure to focus, at least in part, on her failure to deliver on a promise to reduce Chicago violence. Early voting begins in just about 12 and a half months. I'm political editor Mike Flannery.
Wow, political editor Mike Flannery. All right. So yeah, so they were fine with it. They wanted more federal prosecutors, that sent additional federal marshals to help Cook County.
4 seasons for our annual AC tune-up.
Hey, knock it off. Yeah, so they wanted federal marshals to help Cook County Sheriff's Office and the police department with tracking down individuals wanted on warrants. Why couldn't you get it? You got Chicago Police Department's like the third largest police department in the country behind New York and LA. Actually, because LA's all divided up, it might even be bigger. Oh, and then Trump ain't just sitting on his laurels. Trump expands the cities targeted for possible military deployment to Baltimore. That's right, Baltimore. President and Maryland governor are at odds how to best deal with the crime in the city. We built this city on crime and drugs. Baltimore. President Trump on Sunday threatened to expand his military deployments to more Democrat-led cities in responding to an offer by Maryland's governor to join him in a tour of Baltimore by saying he might instead send in the troops. Last week, Trump said he was considering Chicago, New York for troop deployments similar to what he unleashed on the nation's capital, where thousands of National Guard and federal law enforcement officers are patrolling the streets. Trump made the threat to Baltimore in a spat with Maryland Governor Wes Moore, who lied. He's a stolen valor, Wes Moore. He lied about getting a Bronze Star. Just saying. Moore last week invited Trump to visit the state, discuss public safety and walk in the streets. In a Truth Social post, Trump said Moore asked in a rather nasty and provocative tone, and then raised the possibility of repeating the National Guard deployment he made in Los Angeles over the objections of California Governor Gavin American Psycho Newsom. Wes Moore's record on crime is a very bad one unless he fudges his figures on crime like many other blue states are doing, Trump wrote. And he cited a pejorative nickname he frequently uses but if Wes Moore needs help like Gavin Newsom did in LA, I'll send in the troops, which is being done in nearby DC, and will quickly clear up the crime. Moore said he invited Trump to Maryland because he seems to enjoy living in his blissful ignorance about improving crime rates in Baltimore. After the spike during the pandemic that matched nationwide trends, Baltimore's violent crime has fallen. The 200 homicides reported last year were down from 24% from the prior year and 42% from 2021, according to the data. Between 2023 and 2024, overall violent crime was down only 8% and property crime was down 20%. I would say they are cooking those books. The president is spending all this time talking about me. I'm spending my time talking about the people I serve. Trump is spouting off a bunch of lies about public safety in Maryland. In Washington, Trump said he's surging National Guard troops and special law enforcement officers, and a patchwork of protests have propped up across the city over the weekend, while some normal bustling corners were noticeably quiet. In some of the most populated areas, residents walk by small groups of National Guard troops. National Guardsmen often talking among themselves. Videos of arrests and detained circulated on social media. Circulated on social media. Trump has said Chicago and New York are the most likely his next targets, eliciting strong pushback from the Democrat leaders in both states. Yes. And then the White House pointed to Trump's earlier comments discussing his desire to expand his use of military forces to target local crime. I think Chicago will be our next target. Trump has repeatedly described some of the nation's largest cities run by Democrats with black mayors and majority-minority populations as dangerous and filthy. But you're saying majority-minority populations, but I thought that's not true. You said the data didn't show that. Anyway, the District of Columbia, New York also have black mayors. Oh, okay. Reverend Al Sharpton, speaking at a religious event Sunday at Howard University, said the Guard's presence in the nation's capital was not about crime, it's about profiling us. What? This is laced with bigotry and racism. Not one white mayor has been designated, and I think this is a civil rights issue, a race issue. It's an issue of D.C. statehood. That's unconstitutional. Governor J.B. Pritzker, a Democrat who said there's no emergency warranting deployment of troops in Chicago. Trump is attempting to manufacture a crisis, politicize Americans who serve in uniform, and continue abusing his power to distract from the pain he's causing families. We'll continue to follow the law and stand up for sovereignty of our state and protect Illinoisans. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson said the city doesn't need a military occupation, would sue to block one. Said there's been no communication from the White House. We're not going to surrender our humanity to this tyrant. I can tell you this, the city of Chicago has a long history standing up against tyranny and those who wish to undermine the interests of working people. This sounds like an insurrection. Sounds like a seditious conspiracy. Sounds like they should be investigating what these people are talking about if they're planning a coup. That's what it sounds like. I'd be worried there might be a coup in the works, that they're trying to plan something. They're up to something. And then also be looking at Brandon Johnson, the money he's stealing and what he's spending money on, and the corruption of the deals he padded his employment with the Chicago Teachers Union. Yeah. He negotiates with the union that he's a member of. Should be something called illegal. You know, there's a bunch of these stories too. We're just going to breeze through them real quick. Trump expands cities targeted for possible military deployment. Westmore, who stolen valor. Chicago, New York, we saw that. And CNBC says Trump threatens to send the military to Baltimore to clean it up. The BBC says Trump threatens to deploy troops to Baltimore to clean up crime. It's everywhere. Everywhere. And then here's the WTOP News says Maryland Governor slams threats to deploy National Guard and pull the Key Bridge funding. Westmore slammed the comments made by Trump. He represents what people hate most about politicians. Someone who only seeks power to benefit themselves. How is it benefiting themselves? Yes, I'm feeling better. I'm feeling a lot better. This is the president who would rather attack his country's largest cities from behind a desk than walk the streets with the people he represents. You should join us in Baltimore because the blissful ignorance and tropes in the 80s scare tactics benefit nobodies. The crime was way worse in the 90s than it was in the 80s, you fucking douchebag. Moore's response to Trump came shortly after the president took the social media platform. Okay. And in this, I saw this. This is the U.S. News and World Reports. I saw this was very interesting development. It says the Pentagon says some guard units. No. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. Pentagon says some guard units in Washington are now carrying firearms as Trump targets more cities. Some guard units patrolling the nation's capital direction of President Trump have started carrying firearms. Well, duh. Some National Guard troops patrolling the nation's capital have started carrying firearms, an escalation of his military deployment that makes good on a directive issued last week by his defense secretary. Defense Department official was not authorized to speak publicly, said some units. So all these people that are not authorized to speak publicly, that are speaking publicly, are violating their duty to their job. They're not supposed to, be discussing things that they're not authorized to do. Some with handguns and others with rifles. Both said all units with firearms have been trained and operating under strict rules for use of force. A statement from the Joint Task Force to take, here they have no choice but to be armed when you have mayors like Brandon Johnson and other people threatening for people to rise up to attack them. What are you supposed to just get attacked? The development of Trump's extraordinary effort to override the law enforcement authority of state and local governments comes as he's considering expanding deployments to other states. Washington, D.C. is a federal enclave. It's not supposed to have any local government. It's in the Constitution. It's not supposed to be part of a state or have any local government. It's supposed to be ruled by Congress. There's not supposed to be actually any people living in D.C. It's supposed to be strictly a government territory, federal government of federal buildings and offices and parks and museums and stuff like that. It's not supposed to have residents. The residents need to go back to Baltimore, Maryland. Well, Maryland, not Baltimore. Back to Maryland. The president threatened to expand his military deployment to more Democrat-led cities. Thousands of National Guard are now patrolling the district streets, drawing sporadic protests. Trump made the threat to Baltimore in a spat with the governor. Westmore's record on crime is a very bad one. If he needs help, we'll help him. He invited Trump. Trump's spending all his time talking about me instead of talking about the people. Why is he spending time on the news talking about Trump though instead of helping his people? That seems weird. Oh. All right. Trump said Chicago and New York are likely targets, eliciting pushback. Okay. And then we got this. It's just another Nash from the Reuters says National Guard troops in Washington begin carrying weapons, which they should. They should be armed. There's no reason they're not armed. Exact number of troops will be carrying weapons is fluid, but they'll either carry M17 pistols or M4 rifles. Guards Joint Task Force said personnel would only use force as a last resort and solely in response to an imminent threat of death or serious bodily harm. So basically, self-defense. Trump, a Republican, has said he'd probably expand his crime crackdown by Chicago intervening in another city controlled by Democrats. Whatever. Maybe if the Democrats could take care of shit, we wouldn't need to be doing it. And then Newsweek, same thing. National Guard troops to start carrying weapons. Why it matters. The deployment aims to combat city crime, even as crime rates have reached a 30-year low, but they're cooking the books. It's already been exposed that they're cooking the books. One of the most aggressive federal interventions, and it's a federal property. D.C. is controlled by the federal government, so it's perfectly normal for the feds to be in there. Hard to self-defend yourself without a cape or sidearm. Yeah. All right. And then this next story, which I thought was funny, it says USA Today says new poll shows more Americans strongly disapprove of Trump than Trump's second term. What you need to know. Democrats love criminals. And it's like this: is the deflection is strong, but thankfully you have me here to keep you on track. Watch.
Democrats at this point are historically divided. It is a complete and utter mess. It is messier than a hoarder's basement. What are we talking about here? The national early poll leader, 25% plus. Normally, that's where Democrats are. Biden was at 25% plus in 2020. Hillary Clinton was in 08 and 16. Gore was in 00 and 04. At this particular point, there is no one in the Democratic race for president who's polling at 25% plus. The water is quite warm. If you're a Democrat potentially thinking about running in 2028, jump right in, because at this point, there is no front runner.
What do you think? Is that because how people view the Democratic Party right now, is that contributing to this?
Yeah, I think that is in large part of what's going on, is one of the reasons why there is no front runner. Nobody wants to put anybody up at the top of their ballot list, is because at this particular point, the Democratic brand is in the basement. It is total and complete garbage in the mind of the American public.
He sounds like Chicago. It's garbage.
Approval rating, record lows in all three. Wall Street Journal, 30 points underwater. CNN, 26 points underwater. Gallup, 26 points underwater. And that is being driven in large part by discontent within the Democratic base. The Democratic base wants something different. We'll ultimately end up seeing who they choose. It'll be quite the thing who ultimately gets the.
That's right. That's right. Facts are a deflection now. Yeah. And so here's this. It says, they strongly disapprove. All right. In a new survey, twice as many Americans say they strongly disapprove than they strongly approve, according to a new poll. A survey from YouGov and The Economist, who got the election so wrong that it's ridiculous. About 70% of Americans say they either strongly approve or strongly disapprove Trump. 27% say they have more muted opinions than some or whatever. Yeah. So it says 54% say they strongly approve of his performance. In January, the majority still had a strong opinion of Trump. 69 either strongly approve or disapproving, but unlike most recent polls, 36% of Americans strongly disapprove of Trump and 34% strongly approved. Oh, but it's worse. Okay. Now we'll do this, and we're going to go, well, wait, what's this? It says Trump surges. Poll post-summit. This is right after the Putin summit, all right? 54%, look at this. 54% to 44%. All voters under 65 years of age approve. Older voters, not so much. Because they keep getting lied to about Social Security. What's your performance? Approve 54%, disapprove 44%. Now it's an advantage by every age group other than the most senior. Super seniors are called. He has improved his numbers among African Americans and Latinos, and white voters are near record high of 64%. Wow. Which is crazy. Yeah, insider advantage. Yeah, insider polling. There's the numbers right there. 54% approve, disapprove. Wow, that's crazy. And just so you know, I'm not just picking one thing. We're going to go to Rasmussen's, which said presidential daily tracking report Friday, August 22nd, which would be the last day they did, the polling. So Rasmussen has the daily tracking poll showing 49% of likely U.S. voters approve of President Trump's job performance, while 49% disapprove. Oh. And the latest figures show 34% strongly approve and 40% who strongly disapprove. This gives them a president approval index rating of -6. Oh. Okay. And here, real clear polling. I'm going to show all this stuff. President Trump's job approval. Biden job approval, first term job approval, Obama job approval, Bush approval. Ready? So, RCP average has Trump at -9. Oh, no. Regular 4.9, I'm sorry. And Rasmussen has him tied. YouGov has him -11. Wow. While RMG Research has him +1. Wow. Insider Advantage has him +10. Morning Consult has him -4. Oh, and Ipsos has him at -14. That's crazy. Yahoo has him -10. Emerson has him -1. How could it be these massive spreads? But, the Democrats always want to use this. Look at this one. Pew has them -22. Whoa, how did they do that? They do that to swing this to make this go. This disapprove is at 50.8. That's how they do it. So this will show, watch. Wow, July it was disapprove 52. Wow, it's coming down. Look at that. Wow. May he was great. Look at this. That's when he started deporting all these people. The approval rating. Wow, look at this. Approval rating was January was 50%. That's crazy. That's just nuts. And here's part of the problem too. So we're gonna go now to DC and show you this stuff. Look. So DC home rule. Hundreds of gang members illegally operating motor vehicles in Washington, D.C. yesterday. Metropolitan Police refused to intervene despite orders from the White House for zero tolerance. I mean, this is like some shit out of like a Road Warrior, Mad Max, Beyond the Thunderdome. They're just driving any way they want, doing what they want, breaking all the laws, and they're refusing to do anything about it. Yeah, Richard Barris is great.
When they try to tell the hospitals that they have to turn over their records of anybody who's gotten trans health care, and the hospitals say, no, you're going to have to put us in jail first, that changes the game. Because when people bow down to fascism, when they give in, that's contagious in a horrific way. But when people are correct...
Well, that's crazy, right? That's some craziness right there. That's nuts. I can't believe that's going on, and they're allowing them to do it, and they're not doing nothing about it. That's just crazy, crazy, crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Well, we didn't hit the goal, so we're only going to go 15 more minutes. Where are we at here? Here we are. Yeah. The court ruled that Trump administration couldn't replace the chief of the Metropolitan Police Department. Instead, they can only give her instructions she is ignoring. Yeah, see? So they're just, this is the problem, which I think Trump, they might be able to appeal this and say if they're not going to do it, then they need to replace it.
The case of the man that the Trump administration acknowledged was mistakenly deported from Maryland to El Salvador earlier in the year. Gilmar Abrego Garcia has now been freed from jail in Tennessee, where he was.
So yeah, so that's what's happening in D.C. Congress needs to act, definitely. Congress needs to act. Only they can curb the mayor's activity and remove her from office entirely with modification or repeal of the Home Rule Act. I think Trump should they should sue. They should say that the Home Rule Act is unconstitutional because nowhere in the Constitution does it give the Congress the authority to establish this. They would have to change the Constitution. The Constitution says there's no local government that's controlled by Congress. Congress enabled them to have a city council and a mayor and all this stuff. They shouldn't have it. The Home Rule Act, they would need to change the Constitution, which they didn't do. Man, Congress needs to repeal the unconstitutional Home Rule Act. Well, they can get it ruled unconstitutional by the Supreme Court. That would be funny, wouldn't it? Yep. Removing the D.C. mayor would allow the president to control the D.C. police, and Congress can appoint a commissioner. Yeah, we need to vote out all the rhinos and get MAGA members. That's right. There's been some secret stuff going on behind the scenes. It's been reported, widely reported, that Rupert Murdoch and Mitch McConnell are working together to try to undermine Trump and undermine J.D. Vance and undermine Pete Hegseth. So, Says Trump is testing D.C.'s home rule. What is it? The city's limited self-governance has set the stage for the presidential police takeover. President Trump rapidly escalating the push to exert control over law enforcement in Washington, D.C. has posed one of the biggest threats to the city's self-government since it was granted limited home rule by Congress in 1973, a violation of the Constitution, because Congress did not have the authority to do this. They would have to change the Constitution. Congress can't just pass a law that changes the Constitution. It has to be an amendment. That's why we have the amendment process. The fight, which has now moved to the courts, could affect not just who gives orders to cities, but also in coming days, but also who becomes the district's tenuous autonomy. What is home rule? The District Home Rule Act gave residents of capital a limited form of self-governance for the first time since the 1800s. Before, Congress and commissioners appointed by the president governed the city, and district residents who had no representation in Congress basically had no local elections to vote in either. That's what it says in the Constitution. Home rule gave DC's the power to elect a mayor, a district council, and local neighborhood commissioners, but also imposed extensive congressional oversight on how those officials govern the city, including the laws and budgets they adopt. As a result, the federal government hovers over how local officials govern just about every aspect of life in the city. The arrangement, unique to any in America, originated in a constitutional provision for the federal district, has shifted some over time. From a period starting in the mid-1990s, a financial control board established by Congress managed the city's finances, and the federal government has taken back control of some functions the city struggled to fund, given the limitations Congress itself put on revenue the city could raise. With the basic contours of the government in D.C. have been set for half a century by the home rule or limited home rule, as locals more often describe it. Well, good night, Steve. Don't worry. I don't think I'm going that much longer. The people don't really seem to want me to stay on, so we're gonna call it a night here at 4 hours, I think. Who controls the police department? The Metropolitan Police Department is controlled by Mayor Muriel Bowser, a Democrat who appoints its police chief. The agency primarily functions as other municipal police departments do, although it regularly supports the federal government. When the president travels around town, the MPD manages traffic. When large protests or events like inaugurations happen, MPD officers help secure them. They also responded to the January 6th riot at the Capitol. Yeah, a lazy Congress created a lot of the problems we face. The federal government makes payments to the city, reimbursing it for such services, but local officials regularly complain that the funds are insufficient, leaving D.C. taxpayers to pay for benefits for the federal government. On Monday, Trump announced he was taking control of MPD, the first time a president has done this. He said the city's crime has reached crisis levels. Although for the past 2 years, crime in cities declined significantly because they crooked the books. They're juking the stats. Juking the stats. Technically, Trump was invoking a provision of the home. Technically, Trump was invoking a provision. See, that's it. Technically, he was invoking a provision that allows the president to determine special conditions. The law says the president may then direct the mayor to provide those services, although he must immediately notify Congress of why. And Congress must enact a resolution to extend any emergency for longer than 30 days. Jay Schwartz says, I love being able to catch your shows live. However, I wish you would follow what good logic recommended to you, and that's to slow down your reading as if your audience was blind. I'm trying, but I'm trying. My problem is I'm caught. I want to get through as many stories as possible. And I guess in my mind, if people wanted to, they could actually turn the speed down. Or I guess technically, I guess technically they could turn the speed up, but then that would make me get through anything faster. If I talked slower, it wouldn't get through as many stories. I wouldn't get to as many stories. That's the problem. But I'm trying, Mr. Schwartz. I'm trying. Mm-hmm. Trump, Mr. See this is how they don't say President Trump, they say Mr. Trump also ordered the DC National Guard to deploy. Although officials have said troops will engage in support and beautification projects, not law enforcement, the Guard's arrival in the city reflects another quirk of home rule. In most states, it's the governor who has the power to call up the Guard, but in DC, it is the president and not the mayor who does. Technically, the president doesn't have to invoke anything. Who controls MPD now? There was immediate confusion over the answer to this question. Mayor Bowser and the police chief, Pamela Smith, insisted earlier in the week that they remained in charge of the police and would coordinate with federal officials. But on Thursday night, Attorney General Bondi said she had named Terry Cole, the head of the Drug Enforcement Administration, as the department's emergency police commissioner. Miss Bondi, Attorney General Bondi, see how they do this? They would never do this. They would never say Mr. Obama or Mr. Holder. Also directed the police department to rescind orders limiting police cooperation with immigration enforcement. In practice, that means the federal government has told officers not to follow sanctuary laws adopted by the D.C. Council. How could the D.C. Council adopt laws to be a sanctuary from federal law when it's a federal district? This makes no sense. This is why Republicans in Congress suck, because they should have immediately stopped all this. On Friday, Mayor Bowser and the D.C. Attorney General, an elected Democrat, signaled they would not comply. They filed a lawsuit asking a federal court to halt the brazen usurpation of the city's police. They should have fought this up. This is the first time the courts have ever considered how to interpret the language in the Home Rule Act, giving the president some power to intervene with D.C. police. The city argues that the law merely grants the president the ability to direct the mayor to provide the services of the police, not to wrest full control of the department from the city. The city shouldn't even have a local government. This is the problem. The suit is asking for an immediate injunction against Ms. Bondi's order. Judge Anna C. Reyes of the Federal District Court in Washington, a Biden appointee who has been critical of the Trump administration in prior cases, began to hear the case Friday. And it's weird how they keep getting these Biden judges who are foreign born, ain't it? The lawsuit itself is a major escalation of the tension between the district and the president. Mayor Bowser had sought for much of this year to stay in the president's good graces in an effort to protect the city's fragile home rule at a time when Republicans are hostile to it, also control Congress, but the strategy reached its limits this week. Yeah, so, all right. Well, I want to thank everybody. Yeah, here, it says right here, is a judge refuses initial request to block Trump's takeover of D.C. police. Yeah. U.S. District Judge refused to block Trump's takeover, but she forced federal officials' orders to change their orders, to issue their orders through the mayor, who the law says can't refuse them. Huh. Yeah, if they stood up, they wouldn't be invited to all the parties anymore. Yeah. Well, they need to rule that the D.C. Home Rule Act is unconstitutional is what needs to happen. A federal judge renewed the initial request. Instead, told the Justice Department to rewrite the order so that the federal officials would order the mayor to make the changes, which the law says the mayor shall do rather than direct the control of police officers. But what happens if the mayor doesn't do it then? Well, what happens? Because they're not doing it clearly. We saw that they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. the Trump administration until collective evidence at the hearing next week. I'm not going to rule today based on that there is a national emergency. I don't think I can get into any meaningful way without an evidentiary hearing. I don't think it's up to her. It's non-judiciable. It's one of them things that's non-judiciable. Reyes asked the Justice Department to reach a temporary agreement rather than reach a crisis, as no judge ever ruled on a police takeover. Reyes said the law didn't necessarily allow Trump through Bondi and her choice of police commissioner to require the police department to get permission from federal officers. I don't understand on what basis the president thought the attorney general could say, yo, police department can't do anything unless I say you can. It's called the act that gave him the ability to set this up. So, the DC Attorney General, Brian Schwab, who said on video that you can't arrest your way out of a crime problem. You can't arrest and prosecute criminals and get out of a crime problem. Trump exceeded his authority when he invoked the Home Rule Act. His lawsuit named Trump, Bondi, Cole, and Trump seized control of the DC police force and deployed 800 National Guard despite a declining crime rate. They keep saying that, but to relocate homeless people, the law granted Trump the authority because the city's unique status as the seat of federal government. No, it's because it's a unique status as a federal district. It's not even supposed to technically have a city. It's just supposed to be the District of Columbia. It's not supposed to be the city of Washington, D.C. It's not supposed to have a city government. It's not supposed to be a city. The Trump administration has the lawful authority to assert control over the D.C. police, which is necessary due to the emergency that has arisen in our nation's capital. I don't think it was a slow down his reading. I thought it was just speak as though your audience is blind. I don't think Jim talks too fast. It just sometimes sounds like he's reading, which he is. Oh, you're going to bed too. All right. Well, I think that's going to be it for the evening. I mean, there's 99 people. Well, let me look at something real quick before I go. See if there's anything happening. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. We got 98 people watching still. Yeah, we're coming up on 4 hours. So I just want to thank everybody. It's been a great night. If you haven't already, please hit the like. Please remember subscribe. Leave a comment in the chat. Tell your friends. And I'll see you all Monday night. And I hope you're all here for Tuesday night for Wednesday night for the very special birthday bash. Thank you very, very much. And I'm going to send you over to a comedian named Pat Dixon who does the show called New York City Crime Report, which is really good. I used to watch him all the time about crime and stuff. He's very entertaining and funny. So see you all and take care. And come on back for Jim to tell you the news.